To tolerate all these things. Yeah. Because
we are not here to make problem, please.
Yeah, we are not here to
allow us to start meeting before you call it.
No, Maz, you don't have the right.
No, we have
you don't.
allow us to start meeting.
No, I will video. I have the right. I have every right. You use your phone. Onyeka, what you got? You try and buy your one. If try and buy your one. Onyeka, try go there and then phone Mkowa. I have the right, you have your phone. You have your phone. If you like Onyeka, where phone Mkowa? Where phone Mkowa? You okay? Okay. Onyeka, where phone Mkowa? One phone. Onyeka, one phone. Onyeka, one phone. Onyeka, mara is kwago mana one phone. No phone now. What you phone? I want a video everywhere.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
They are here to disrupt our meeting. The so-called national coordinators, they are here to disrupt our meeting. They have already destroyed.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
The process of the meeting. Let me have the documents. I still know you get documents in front of your people. I will know about documents. I will know whether it's structured or not. As long as you know it.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Yes, of course, let us go at you, we must not agree. The person will not agree. Period. Why do you say
Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
To tolerate all these things. Yeah. Because
we are not here to make problem, please.
yeah, we're not here to
allow us to start meeting before you call it.
No, Maz, you don't have the right.
No, we have
You don't.
allow us to start meeting.
No, I will video. I have the right. I have every right. You use your phone. Onyeka, what you got? You try and buy your phone. Onyeka, try go there and then phone mkuwa. I have the right. You have your phone. You have your phone. If you like, Onyeka, where phone mkuwa? Where phone mkuwa? You okay? Okay. Onyeka, where phone mkuwa? Kuwa phone kuwa phone. Onyeka, kuwa phone. Onyeka, kuwa phone. Onyeka, mara is kwago mana kuwa phone. No, phone now. What your phone? I want a video everywhere.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Only
That is not the question. They are here to disrupt our meeting. The so-called national coordinator of the national coordinators, they are here to disrupt our meeting. They have already destroyed
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
the process of the meeting. And then let me have the documents. Also, no, you get documents in front of your people. I will know about documents. I will know whether it's happening or not. As long as you know it.
Okay.
In a course to go, this is going to go away. I'm going to go away. No. Let me hand it over. No. I still want to in the presence of the people. Okay.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Yes, of course, we must not agree. The person will not agree.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Period. Why do you say when I have back?
Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra.
Wherever you're watching us from. And my name's Mazi George Chukwume. I reside here in the United Kingdom. And I'll show you now, Biafra Alpha Power Media is here to stand in the gap of Radio Biafra as those that the mantle of leadership was given to has turned their gun against their own people. Everything they do is to make sure that IPOB does not see the light of the day. But our job here is to highlight them to the real IPOB member. And it is on 9 minutes on top of the hour here in United Kingdom, which is 9 p.m. 9 minutes after 8 p.m. here in United Kingdom. I presume the same thing in Biafra land. So I welcome you. As I welcome you, please welcome others. And today is the 25th of May, the year of our Lord 2023. This evening, my monologue, I just want to reiterate to Biafrans and IPOB at large, those of us that is under oath must understand the significant and the fundamental reason IPOB was embedded by oath taking. It wasn't a shred or a shenanigan or a ritual that people can take for granted. I took my time to go deep on the reflection, what is going on in our family. And everything that have happened in IPOB today is what Onyendu have prophesied. But I want to remind you tonight, as you can see on the screen, I said the consequences of the oath to real IPOB member. Onyendu said, I won't be the one to disappoint you. You will be the one to disappoint me. Now, the reason why I decided to talk about this tonight as my monologue is I know there's a lot of us out there that are genuine, but they were actually confused. But let me remind you that when you sign a contract, even though some contract has a lot of writings on it, not everybody does why before someone signs a contract that you don't assure of, you get a lawyer to aid you to do that. Because as once you sign that, the signatory has been in, you cannot take it back, and whatever comes with it must be fulfilled. Now, the reason why I'm reiterating on oath is that a lot of people has forgotten that we took oath. I know there are so many people that are not under oath. It's not my concern. And those that are under oath, what they have done is not me to judge them, what is going to happen to them. I know some of you did not understand the words that is in the oath. And some people think it's a joke. But I'm telling you tonight, it's not. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, said, I won't be the one to disappoint you, you'll be the one to disappoint me. I will sacrifice anything sacrificable, including my two parents. He said that in the palace, in where all of us was watching him. His two parents was in his two flank, and his wife was the other hand of it. And he made this assertion. I think Kanu Takano was there that day, all of us was watching Onyendu. So now, I'm just saying this is a message to the real IPOB member. I know so many of you are being confused. But let me remind you, if you're under oath, I'm not saying some people, I'm not talking about sympathizers, those that follow Onyendu on social media. I'm talking, this is specifically to the real IPOB members. I'm not saying this about, I say specifically to those that are under oath. Do not make mockery of your generation, because we come to hunt you. And so many of you will think, because of what has happened. It's not an excuse, because you signed out for it. If Onyendu want to compromise that oath tonight, Onyendu will walk out of DSS dungeon by abandoning the struggle. So the moment you said you're tired on this struggle, you have failed that oath, and that oath will haunt your generation. I want to make it abundantly clear without equivocation. Any single one of some of you might be thinking, why are we doing what we are doing? We do what we do because it's sworn an oath, and that oath, we took every breath of it. It is not a joke. And so many men and women have died on cause of this particular oath we took. I want to remind you, some of you, so many people did not come back from the 60s. I met so many veterans that died on exile. Most of them was on that oath, even though our internal leader came back. Detrimental to him. I don't know if he's involved in it, but there are some men that were on their own. Because I spoke to one of them. He used to live in UK here. I met him somewhere in Sub-Saharan Africa. And he died there, was buried there. His children left here and went to bury him on the country he was residing. So I will stop here. But I'm begging all of you, reach out to the real IPOB members. And here in United Kingdom, the cabal have divided IPOB with their so-called Ohaneze Ndibo here. Everything we do is transparent. If you're looking for a real IPOB member in United Kingdom, Biafra Alpha Power Media and UK Media is where you can contact us through these two platforms on the telephone number we are going to put up on this coming 30th of May, because now we have to go back on vigorous, again, doing our grassroots evangelism again. Don't fool yourself and thinking that you're following command. There's no command and control you're following under Chike Doziem and his cronies. Chike Doziem has already deviated, and now is one fronting, which is a G4, is the one leading them. But him there is doing to make a pronunciation, still answering the dogs, because they're not DOS, they're answering dogs now. So, and it's very obvious. So I'm saying this to let you know, and they're contributing money for people you don't know who they are. Don't get me wrong. It might contribute a lot of money, and thinking that this money you're contributing is for IPOB is not. We've been in that part before. All the money contributed in the United Kingdom here, they can't give account of those money. And that is why some of us question them. And at the end of the day, it's become an issue. And we are not going to deter because of this. So I'm indulging majority of you tonight to you to assume your position and take that mantle and stand on the oath you have taken. Because this oath is not you. I warn again, it's the generational curse. I know so many of us are praying, running from one pastor to another today, try to diffuse the generational curse our ancestors them incurs to us. It's even the Bible that the Almighty will come and they will visit you with the wrath of your forefathers. Now, what is going to happen to many of us on this struggle? We think this is a joke. This is not cruise. Man has died under this name, IPOB. And that is why Mazen Nankan is still holding firm on the SS dungeon. This is what I want to bring to your attention tonight. Fellow comrade, stand up and do the right thing. Ask questions. Follow command and control. There is a memo which I'm going to pull up here. A message for brother memo. That memo settles everything in one in IPOB. Onyendu have passed his verdict, and there's nobody can question our leaders' standing order. It remains as it is. And we continue with the vigorous, sensitization on our people concerning the Aba massacre. Aba massacre will never go away, because as we are approaching 30th of May, which is Remembrance Day, the commemoration day for our heroine and heroes, we must remember Kwarawa Mende and his gallant men that was with him, that was viciously murdered by the cohort, collaborated with Chike Doziem and his cohort. The set of our men are murdered, and Chitan Sanworu was the masterminder because of his duplicity in Aba. And as we speak, Chitan Sanworu is somewhere in the zoo. That is why I see him ranting. We're going to listen to some of his, we call him that name because he's actually an imposture who nobody knows who he is. You know what I mean? So, but at the end of the day, we'll take it as it comes. So now, we'll remember them. So, Aba massacre will never go away. And our finance is something that we will never do away with. We must continue to sensitize you, to remind you the need for you to do the right thing. The only account you make payment to is the account approved by our leader, and will be sanctified by the head of finance, which is Madam Nenianya. She's a virtuous woman, a woman of integrity. I didn't say it, Onyendu have said all this. And there's no if but about it. So that is the structure we know. We don't have any other structure in IPOB. We only have one. And we don't have no leadership in IPOB than the one Onyendu have set up. Every single individual that is in the DOS, I'm not talking about the dogs. I'm not talking about the moles. the real man that is in Madam Nene is a member of DOS, and as a principal servant of IPOB, you fall under the DOS. So DOS is a name, is the body that governs IPOB. It is not about Chike Doziem. Chike Doziem and his gang of criminals are not the first. Chike Doziem was the lowest of the low when it comes to DOS. We have been there with no what has come by and how it's still going on. So as we say, we'll continue to sensitize Biafrans, and I'm going to still show you I'm not going to read all that particular principal guidance of Ifeanyi Ejiofor, but tonight I'm going to do some justice on Ifeanyi Ejiofor, because Ifeanyi Ejiofor has become the thorn of flesh. He is actually the real mold, the real enemy IPOB have. He has been feeding large under IPOB. This man was just a common property lawyer in Abuja before the Providence brought him in, and we thought we were talking to somebody. But the point is that some things I'm going to show you tonight to see how someone that is detrimental to the zoo government, he has criminal charges against him. How can he defend Onyendu? There's no way he can defend our leader. And that is why, even if you all should remember the day they locked them outside, because he's not a serious lawyer. Ejiofor could not establish the fact that Onyendu house was invaded in 2017, 14th of October, 14th of September 2017. It was not established legally. In Bintayako's court, Bintayako have to throw him away because he never established it. He was going from one platform to another, giving interview, but he never initiated that particular case in a court of law. He didn't do it. So, and tonight, some of us see the tweet of Bruce Fame. So, there's certain things I want to bring into context tonight, and I'm going to go quickly for it, but I want to show you something on this guidance principle that every IPOB member must be wary about, and know where they are now operating from. So we should not be, be biased about it or worried and thinking that probably we don't know where things that are happening to us is coming from. So let me see. That's the US. I think that's the US. That's the one I'm looking for here. Now, this particular guidance principle was from the so-called Madame Oyibo. The so-called Madame Oyibo. I need to get this off my screen so I can see properly. The so-called Madame Oyibo. So there's a particular paragraph that I need to read for you to actually understand where we are coming from and where we are going. Now, one second. Okay, I think I've got it too. So this one here, I think this is the one. This is the one I'm looking for. So this particular guidance principle was written by Ifeanyi Ejiofor and passed it to Madame Oyibo, the woman that shut down our account in America that were $747,000 was in it, and they opened Umeri account. This is what they have been operating. We've made this document available to every Biafrans to go and read it, but there's a particular section that I want to read to tell you where the whole thing boils down to, and the frequency they are operating now. It's not about Onyendu, because what Onyendu says now does not resonate, because this memo actually says it that whatever Mazen Nandekanu said. Now, if you follow me, this is the second page of this guidance principle on F. He said Rita Oeze is a deemed and authorized representative and has the authority to manage all financial operations, sign, execute documents, contract in name of IPOB and Mazen Nandekanu without any further authorization by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, what this tells you is that if you see Chike Doziem today not obeying Onyendu's order, it is not something he's doing just by his own. No. This was an orchestrated plan. There was an agreement before the whole thing took place. So he said it here that whatever the woman says is what it is, that Onyendu has given him the power of attorney, which Onyendu never did. This was a Jofo based on this audio and the evidence we have presented, because our sister in America, Latina McPeters, did a succinctly, damning report about the whole thing that happened, because he was born in America. It's not like some of us that doesn't know how to get things done. So everything was very transparent, and with the conversation, even WhatsApp messages was copied in. Everything, there's nothing you could say you're missing. If you miss it, that means I don't know what else to do. But I just want to highlight to you that whatever you see that's happening, it is not something that off-site. Now, I'm gonna done with this. The particular thing I want to talk about tonight. Some of us have seen the tweet of Bruce Fame, where he's talking about the so-called government on exile. Don't get me wrong, I'm not interested in all this. Government in exile, this is the fourth one registered under people just fighting for Biafra. It's not our problem. But whatever Bruce Fame written in his Twitter handle is Onyendu's international lawyer, which so many of us will bear me witness here, that he has been viciously attacked by the cabal because of he coming out to actually telling us that Ifeanyi Jofo cannot be the one defending Onyendu, as he has a pending case with the Zoo government, which is actually, we can see is metamorphosing in our faces today. You can see there's nothing, everything they do is a script. When they go to court, they will be arguing with each other, with prosecutor and the defendant will be arguing with each other, who's supposed to serve each. You could see the shenanigan they went to the last time with the Ezekiel, which is very, very disgraceful on all of them. Now, I have these people, when you talk about propagandists and provocateur, this is what they have done. This same Chinasa Sanwo-Olu was the same guy that came to the radio to tell you that anytime Bruce Fame goes to the zoo, that they're paying him $50,000, as if he contributed £1 or $1 towards it. The same women that he was begging money in America are the ones contributing this money, paying this money. It wasn't him. The reason why I'm talking about the person that wrote this is this idiot they call Isaiah Oba. You know the way they operate, because now Chinasa Sanwo-Olu will not come and comment on this. None of them. Chike Doziem doesn't say anything. That one is a vegetable. He doesn't talk anything. I've written him directly in his Facebook. He couldn't reply because he knows he's a dead man. Now, they are jumped up on this particular write-up, even including the family writer. Family writers is Chinasa Sanwo-Olu. Whatever you see in family writers, Chinasa Sanwo-Olu is the one commanding Emeka Gift, because Emeka Gift now is under his payroll. Emeka Gift was getting $240 from IPOB. It was pressed on salary until they shut our account down. People must know this fact. Now they're propagating how the Biafra land is their heaven, where they have turned into turmoil. But let me come back to what I'm saying here. Now, you can see how they jump up about this Biafra government in exile. Whatever Bruce Fame said, it is what Onyendu have instructed him to write. And they wrote this in his Twitter handle, not even with his letter heading. What I want to tell Biafrans is this. The evil that these people have brought on us, their generation will not get away with it. Will they pick and choose what they should believe or want not to believe? Now they're quick up to jump up because now they're creating distraction. If for any reason these people decided to have government and exile and Onyendu instructed Bruce Fame, so be it. Onyendu instructed, but have you reacted to the main memo Onyendu asks you people? Because, in everything we do, we always have evidence to show for it. My question to them is this. What happened to this memo? Have any of them talked about this memo? I want to show you how devilish and evil these men are. This Isaiah, but I spoke to this idiot when we have an issue in UK. The day they come as his age. I know what he tell me. He wouldn't say a word. What he was telling me, you remember one time he challenged you, Chamofo, and Onyendu was trying to say, I'm scared of being suspended if you know you're saying the right thing. That's nothing, none of them. The most interesting thing, these people know what is going on. But now they have turned it into business as usual because all of them are sharing money together. They all now cashing out on the IPOB. They use some of them, they will have wooling tools. Media worms. Sometimes you see they come on Facebook Live. So, now, I'm going to take this off and come back to this. But let me remind you guys what actually transpired between Bruce Fame and the cabal. Because anything we do here, we always come with evidence. And this particular press write-up was done by Sahara Reporter. And you see breaking Nnamdi Kanu's American lawyer Bruce Fame asked Ejiofor to withdraw from IPOB leaders legal team immediately. It was on 3rd March 2022. News. In a letter obtained by Sahara Reporter, Fame noted that Ejiofor was not eligible to defend Kanu against the Nigerian government as amended charge in the court sitting a pending lawsuit instituted by the businessman against Ejiofor over alleged fraud of 5.6 million naira. How can somebody like this defend Onyendu in any shape or form? This was when, after Bruce Fame initiated this particular fact, and he's an international lawyer. Ejiofor, I don't know where he has been, but all the lawyers practiced was in the zoo. That is why you could see the difference between Ejiofor and Ejimako. I'm not trying to put him down, but because he's corrupt to teeth. I remember when he filed suit against Simon Ekpa or whatever they call him. That when I saw it, I was laughing because Simon Ekpa lives in Finland and in the zoo, writing jargon from there. But there's a lawsuit against fraud against you. This is fact. So when Bruce Fame said this, I'm not going to be able to read this, but if you want to make it, I just showed you when this whole thing started. As I'm going to cut it short. Now, at the end of the day, there was a response to this particular write-up when they attacked Bruce Fame. Now, IPOB reject moves to remove Ejiofor. This one was done, Ejiofor from Nnamdi Kanu's case in Nigeria on 4th March 2022. Shegun Opajobi. I think it was the news, whatever that brought it. Now, this was a more powerful, they spoke called a more powerless, is one they use. Ejiofor wrote this and gave that idiot to publish it. But today they are rejoicing over his common tweet that he tweeted because now they finally deemed that, now they want to create a content. And you see them. People that are claiming that they are government in exile, they are not IPOB. What is our business with what other people do? When you say whatever you can do to restore Biafra, go ahead and do it. I don't have problem with anybody because that young man from day one, they allowed the man to get where he is today. Whatever he's done is detrimental because they allowed him to excel because they want to destroy IPOB, wicked IPOB within. Every single thing they have done is detrimental to IPOB. So I don't care what they have saying. Whatever anybody open their mouth, say or do, because all of them, by now, shared this 747,000. They were on one accord when these things happen. So, but now you can see on this particular write-up, Ejiofor now gave him a powerful to write. The indigenous people of Biafra IPOB on Friday say it's American Council Bruce Fame cannot decide Nnamdi Kanu's legal team in Nigeria. Why wouldn't he? He's an international lawyer. If Onyendu gave him that mandate to do it, as you brought Ezekiel, who are you to decide who lead IPOB council or not? We are paying you. You're not paying us. Is IPOB looking care of you? Onyendu not. Onyendu, what Onyendu say? Yeah? The same thing Obetter did. Obetter is even far better than you are. Because your own Obetter did not eat, he didn't eat large under IPOB. All the things that have happened to you today, we are thinking that those things that were happening there were fact, but some of them was state managed. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, there's things that happen in your own hometown. None of your family member was hurt, but people were killed around you. But let's leave that for another day. Now, IPOB spokesman, which is Emma Powerless, said Finn has no authority to decide Kano's choice of lawyer. Femme had written to one of Kano's front-line lawyer, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, urging him to immediately refrain from becoming an IPOB leader, lawyer, or whatever. The United States lawyer said Ejiofor was not eligible. They're repeating what he has said to defend Nnamdi Kanu against the Nigerian government amended charge, given the reason firm stated a pending lawsuit instituted by a Nigerian businessman Ejiofor over an alleged fraud of 5.6 million, and according to him, Ejiofor had case to answer, insisting that the allegation were not concocted by the Nigerian government. However, Powerful faulted the claim of firm who has accused of being compromised. You can see now, they now return it back as a propaganda. Now, firm, the man that has been compromised is people that are sharing his common tweet. But Ejiofor colleague that up to today, they still seeing each other. His memo that Onyendu authorized him to write, Ejiofor did not comment on it. Barrister Jimako, his tweet about removing the criminal in Germany, they call Chinedu Collins, and they are Onyendu approve what is this guy named that the new coordinator, or is it Obonia in Germany? They have never, accepted or said anything about it. What I want to say to you guys is that Ejiofor is the real enemy IPOB have, because whatever Chikeduzium is doing today is what Ejiofor have told them to do. Today, they are writing and rejoicing against the man that has been compromised. Tells you all you need to know. They initiate propaganda when they disagree with you. This is what they do best. There's nothing else, as you can see. Now, the reason why I put up this here is this guy, the coach in Asanworo. At the end of the day, IPOB has a Facebook account on Radio Biafra. First Facebook we owned was about 1.8 million before it was disabled. My own Facebook account disabled at the same time. Now, people are concerned about how many followers they have. This is the mindset of people that we are fighting for Biafra. I have never had Onyendu one day talking about the followership he have on Facebook. Because Onyendu, people generate followership with Onyendu's name. Imagine not kind of paying attention of how many people. Because Facebook, for the first time, wouldn't even allow Onyendu. None of your Facebook page they allow, because Facebook is working in collaboration with the zoo. But the guy is lamenting here that the Facebook is blocking one of his accounts that is holding 50,000 followers. Shows you just the person that is talking. You need to listen to who is saying something to you and what he's saying. I'm going to move forward now. Some of you had the one of the little dogs. We don't know where he lives at this point in time. And one slave is hiding somewhere in the zoo. But some of you listened to his lamentation last time he was on Radio Biafra. Now, if you listen to that particular broadcast, what's question you ask yourself? What the heck is he talking about? Do we have any business with Nigerian government, how it's being governed, or what goes on in the governance? We are not part of the governance. We are fighting to restore Biafra. ESN was formed because of necessity, the leadership failure in Biafra land, because the marauders are killing our people. That was why ESN was formed. Some of you forgotten that this is not the first time this guy have come and make a claim and ESN was going to do this. Remember when he came and told you that they train new cadets that are going to start arresting people? The guy has got no clue of what he's saying. This is a petty 419er. He's claiming that he lives in a country that is giving people things free. Kuwait is an Arab country. Imagine where you live there. If you lived there in all of your life, probably you are. This guy is this guy not listening. So how is this kind of a person will do anything that is meaningful to you? That is why Kissid is a core. That's why he can't show his face. Every day you know that you want to talk, put yourself as I am talking. Because I don't know who you are. You know, some of us wasn't taking you serious because for life of me, I don't know who you are. I don't want to know who you are. It's quite irrelevant to me. But things it has going to do with people's life now, we have to push. But I know that people knows who you are. So it doesn't matter how much you hide. It's a matter of time. So now, one thing, this is why I show all the things I show here is that at the end of the day, I want to play Soludo's first voice and second one. Every single one of you remember that anybody that came to talk about Onyendu, how Onyendu will be released, they will go against that person. Any single individual that utter that I'm going to release Mazen Nankan, even when he will pick up as the the president of Ohanes Ndibo, and he called for immediate release of Mazen Nankan. The same this guy not watching us. Somebody don't know who he is, but don't know. It's just that talk is cheap. Someone can hide somewhere after drinking or smoking a lot of weed or whatever the SK or whatever. He be talking jargon. Listen to that broadcast. The guy was making confession. And even the one living in South Africa actually call it fairy tale. Because they don't know that like we told them, we'll keep their word for them. Now, listen to Soludo. They fall apart with Soludo. At a time, Soludo understand that these are scavengers. Soludo have to push them far. He's a learned man. Listen, I want to, because I'm coming for something. Just bear with me.
Emphatically stated. And I believe them that they are no longer part of this criminal gang, as it were. And they are now working with us. And we'll probably see their own actions in the next few days. And the people are waiting to see what they can or cannot do to join us. And we called on them on the day of our inauguration. That if you are not part of this, come.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Appeal and plead and request and demand of the federal government and our able president, led by the able President Buhari.
I hope everybody heard what Soludo said. That IPOP is emphatically working with him now. Even invited them in his inauguration. Now, we have not asked this question, who is this IPOB they invited in their inauguration? African Rep, which is Terry Nemi, wasn't aware of this because I remember the guy questioning, who are these IPOB members? Then Ejiofor went to Odumeje saying that Onyendu will join us, he has to come out before the Christmas and all that. This is the politics they have been playing. Ejiofor is from Anambra State, or if the man, So now money was coming from Oka, and that money is not flowing anymore. Even they have worked in collaboration with the so-called security in Anambra State, murdered a lot of people. But as soon as Soludo discovered that these are scavengers, Soludo pushed them away. That is where now all of them, including Ejiofor, because Ejiofor is attacking dog. They went off on Soludo. When Soludo sincerely came out and said that, I want Mazen Nankan release that. If you want everlasting peace in Biafra land, this is the man he must release. Release him to me. Allow him to come and stay in the government house whenever you required him, and people kicked against it. If the former senator Abaribe stand shorty for Onyendu, who sitting governor and senator, which one is more important? That have you mean? For him for dedicate himself to do that. But this man, they kicked against it for the mere fact because they called for the release of Mazen Nankan and they don't want Onyendu released. When we tell you people think we are joking. I know my reason why I play this particular song tonight, because if you listen to this guy, all the things he said on the 17th of May, the guy was confessing what they are doing on the ground with his bandits, because they created that man squad and they're working with DSS, directly with DSS. We have all the audios. There is not something that hit it. All the ones they created, ESN this, ESN that, any place you go and find, any camp you find, Biafran flag that is not ESN. But Chikedozium told you. People have forgotten that Chikedozium announced on air that they should bring all the zoo flag down and hoist Biafra flag. Where's Biafra flag today? You see, these are, mediocres, the lowest of the lowest people. 419 have level. People that did Ibu Alaji and people that is in a sophisticated, these days things has gone, tech. They're different. But these people that are in local 419, they say things and forget. They have forgotten all of that. But I want to say something to you, that anything that has to do with Onyendu coming out, they don't want to listen to it. They don't want to hear it. That is why I play this voice. Because after Soludo made this insertion, he took it 2 times. He said, let me allow this to play. After this, I want my reason.
That a critical person required around that table for that conversation to be complete, for us to have an all-round approach to dealing with the issue of insecurity and discussing about the future of the Southeast. That person, and we need him urgently around the table. Please release him to us, and that is Nnamdi Kanu. I'm calling on the federal government to please release Nnamdi Kanu. I'm calling on him to release Nnamdi Kanu. We need him around the table because we believe that we now want to have a comprehensive, heart-to-heart conversation about the future of the Southeast, about the future security and prosperity of the Southeast. No one should be left behind. Everybody should be there. If we cannot release him unconditionally, as requested by the courts, by the court judgments and so on, I now offer to be the shorty. Release him to me. I will keep him. Release him to me.
Do you know what ironically is? When Soludo make this particular heartfelt, appeal, Soludo was viciously attacked by this bunch of animals. And this is where this man knew that these people are not sincere. And after that, again, Soludo went to channel television. I said it to people. When he sees someone that is lying, he will know. And again, listen to him again.
Question. You made a public request for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And there was a response from the Attorney General in an interview to an online newspaper, where he said there hasn't been any official request made from you for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. You said publicly that you are ready to be a surety for Nnamdi Kanu. Now, are you willing to make that official and official request for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, or have you done so?
He will receive that letter in a few days' time. And I'm very serious about this. And because it's not just something personal. It's not Chukuma, Charles Soludo. It's not about me or governance. It's about the life, security, and prosperity of the entire Southeast. See, we need to be serious and get into this conversation. We want this election to go peacefully in the Southeast. We want everybody to participate. We want peace and security to return. We want long-term transformation of this place for us to become very secure and prosperous component of Nigeria. But you need all the stakeholders around the table. Now, I thank the president for his assistance to the security agencies with what they call the kinetic approach. The force, the shooting, the military, all the armed forces and the security forces. And they have been doing a great job in helping us. But we
Now, this is, I'm not going to allow this video to continue because I have other videos to play. But this is the third appeal. And with how failed, sincerity on him. But these people are the people undermining Onyendu. You could see what happened in the last court they went. This is shenanigan. I don't care who is the leading counsel. We know. I don't really care. If you get paid for job, you do the freaking job. If you can't do the job, you just walk away. If you speaking English that you cram in your head. I live in English country. The people that read dictionary, we live here. So what come out of your mouth, I don't really care what you're talking. What you're talking to me is a jargon. What we're talking about here, what can you offer in this country? Doesn't matter your educational background. Any place you want to work here, you must go training for it. Ask anybody. Doesn't matter if you have 10 masters, nobody gives a damn about it. If you want to be clean toilet today, you must go to the health and safety. You have to pass through that sort. Because you have master doesn't mean they will allow you to go and clean. It doesn't work that way. So if you're leading council and you guys are dealing with the people that you're supposed to be, working against. I'm not the type that, all this kind of nonsense. Do you think we are stupid or dumb? So Soludo was real, but never a time you hear them come and talking, they tell you, this guy not watching us and nobody know who the guy is, but listen to the 50 minutes ranting that he was ranting. He has never mentioned one thing. How did Mazen Nandekano will be released? Today, 19th of next month is going to be 24 months, which is 2 years when Onyendu was kidnapped in Kenya and renditioned to the zoo, blindfolded. They have not come out. They have got anybody tell there's something they're doing. They have got nothing they are doing beneath what they are doing. What they are doing. China Sanwo, when they accused him of building hotel, we have invented these people. But we didn't know. Like I said, my own is that, once I found out, forget that because I have to be sure. I'm under oath. I don't just speak anyhow. I have evidence of defending that name because he's a member of a hierarchy of IPOB. Hoping that this guy is a human being. We didn't know that he's an animal. A wild beast. So all these things they're saying, ask them one question. How do you intend to release Mazen Nandekano? ESN, who other ESN to get involved in chastising people? Now ESN will come out now and doing opposite. Who is the person that authorized ESN? I will play his voice and where he introduced himself. He's never told you what his position are in IPOB. I keep on reiterating this on a daily basis. The reason why they're using this guy is because they think that they cannot trace this guy. But Chikedozemi is in for a mess. They will not come out of this. Everything they have done, they're not going to get away with it. He's talking about what is happening in Biafra land, the criminality. Who caused the criminality in Biafra land? It is you. You are the one they send. He said they send you to come and speak on the day Biafra, to come and announce Sitatomo Onyendu have cancelled that have cost over 1 million lives in Biafra land. And he's still talking about criminality, which you are one of the criminalities. You are the main criminal in Biafra land. The green people. Now, I'm going to play a bit of this South African idiots. What happened in South Africa? Because we have a loopholes. Like China Sanwo, when he talk, just know, I said it like last year. Anytime China Sanwo is saying something, that is what he has done. You see, all these people he mentioned, I'm not going to allow that. Oh, that's some part of our allowed to play. But if you have time, go and listen to that 15 minutes of last week on 17th. Everything that guy said there is what he's actually doing. As I'm talking to you, he's hiding somewhere in the zoo. But you know what? In farmer, he can hide, he can run, but he can't hide. You're talking to people. Because of what he knows in Aba, he can't kill everybody off. You after nature, but nature, whatever nature is, may continue to guard that young lady. Because that is where you reap what you sowed. Just a matter of time. You know? Now, I want to play a short video. Because, you know, when someone is talking, someone that talks too much after drinking or smoking, meth, you know, one that IPOB, they don't even understand what IPOB is. That's one thing I don't understand. The guy pulled up a video where he was threatening that he's going to shoot somebody. Excuse me, openly. He's going to shoot somebody. Last program I did, I read our code of conduct where it is not, you must maintain that decorum in every garden of IPOB. Anybody that found you such him must be expelled from IPOB, including Collins Chinedu, what he did in Trafalgar Square. These are bandits. Now they want to tag IPOB a terrorist organization. He's carrying gun. He's on tape. He said it with his mouth. He cannot deny it. It can be Igbo can be translated. You can go and type gun. You see what it is. You type Ebe, type prayer in a dictionary will show you. So that the voice can translate all these things. I want this guy to be very, 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 very careful. He's threatening that he's going to shoot somebody in his leg. And he brought that video to justify that the people were lying. But he was making mockery of it because they invaded their event. These people managed to push them out with even the pistol they came with. Because if you were outside, we were one time inside, just like when we do meeting here in UK. If you're setting off our chair, then you invaded our event. That was where his cough started. You recorded it and recorded your own voice that you threatened to shoot somebody. I know South Africa is violence, but my brother, IPOB is worldwide. And when they put IPOB in terrorist index, some of you were ranting. It is because of your utterances and what you have been doing. China Sanwo-Olu, all the threats. Now he says he's going to mob Garba. We. He asks, who is this we? Who is this guy? Can China Sanwo-Olu, next time he comes, tell China Sanwo-Olu, turn your camera on. Mazen Darikans did not ask you to hide your identity. Because I know people know you. But because you people were the people that sold our leader, and he projected yourself that you're going to be a leader since he asked Canon Takano and Simon Ekpa. Once Madam Oyibo they mention Simon Ekpa, you go ballistic. When you people are looking for leader today, Simon Ekpa says government in exile. Onyendu say is not Onyendu disassured himself. Fine, he's our leader. But what have you done for IPOB? That's the question. You have a mantle of leadership in IPOB. What have you given us? Absolutely bunkum. Now, let's listen to this monster's voice. This is why I want you to listen. A short version. Listen to this guy where he's threatening people, because this was played in our station. And lest I forget, before I continue, I need to make this announcement to every Biafran across Grove, and the flyer is going to come out. We are going to have a marathon on 30th of May. The program might start from 12 or by 11 a.m. Biafran time, which is UK time here, till 5. We are going to run a marathon, and we'll give our people a chance to call in that day to talk about the events that happened from this 45 to death. And the saboteurs, you know, if of our time, if now, the kind of if we have. And Mazin Nanikanu knew that the day like this will come. He knew. That's why he's sitting down, you know, watching this movie. He actually go and watch The Enemy at the Gate. Some of you don't understand what Oyendu was talking about. Oyendu say, I won't be the one to disappoint you. You people are the one that are going to disappoint me. Be wary of the oath you took. Some of you thinking that is a joke. It's not a joke. Our oath is deadly. Your generation will wipe out. And mark my words. Say, George, you may told you. Some people think, that's why some people think, oh, George, I don't have a friend. The only friend I have is that particular oath I took, and I've given everything. If Onyendu tomorrow say he's tired, I will find joy in me. I won't question that man. But Nyana Chin, God in heaven is going to judge him. Because Onyendu say, any day I dream, I think of betraying you. If Chukwuka does not wipe out me and my generation, that means that Chukwuka does not exist. And he want to play with a man like that? Some of you say, I'm tired. You're tired. Well, I'm sorry. You'll be tired with your generation. So that 30th of May is going to be a marathon. We're going to have 6 hours program direct. Just like when you normally do 6 hours on Biafra Alpha Power Media / UK Media. Just bear that in mind. The flyer is going to come out, but I'm just announcing it here. Now, let's listen to what this guy did in South Africa.
are not here to make problem, please.
Yeah, we're not here to...
Allow us to start meeting before you call it.
No, Maz, you don't have the right.
No, we have
You don't.
allow us to start meeting.
No, I will video. I have the right. I have every right. You use your phone. Onyeka,
I hope IPOBs are listening. I hope IPOBs are listening. Whenever they brought this guy, I don't have a clue. But, you see, there's a saying that says that a barking dog does not bite. A barking dog does not bite. And whenever it gets into any room, the loudest man or woman in a room is the weakest link. And that is why this guy has been exposing these individuals from there. Just like China Sanwo-Olu, as he's barking like a mad dog, because everything he said has evidence there against what they have done. Any criminal in Biafra land today who is responsible is Chike Doziem and him himself. But you can see, this is for the first time they came to UK here, attack Mazen's age. IPOB, this is not our dealings. The world is taking account of these things. We are trying to restore Biafra. Who are you to question people what they do if they decided to hold meeting? Who the heck are you? In a free world. The beginning of this scuffle, when they started and the people were kicked them out, and I brought it out. You see God work in a mysterious way. He used his own hand, put this video up to prove that they were in that particular hall. And what happened at the end of the day? You guys was kicked out. Even make it worse. That you were kicked out. But it's on record that you said you're going to shoot. And that young man advanced and said, shoot me in my leg. That's the spirit of Biafra. But I want our people to pay attention. If these things are happening in abroad, what do you think has happened in Biafra land? If these things are happening in a civilized space, and not that they're providing for us, we are the one providing, financially and otherwise. What do you think is happening back home? Those they now manage to now put all this media worm they're giving for 4,000 naira. I will rest my case. I will leave it. That video is on our channel. You know, it streams all the time. Now, I want to play a little bit of this guy's voice because I don't want to be here in another 10-15 minutes. I'm going to shut this program off. I wanted to put it on 1 hour. Now, let's listen to him because this same guy now, what he said about, I want you to listen because I will intermediate, you know.
National.
Emana, yesterday, China Sanwo-Olu, a member of DOCS, the broadcast yesterday. Almost some certain things, Okugase, and it sounds like a fairy tale story. It sounds
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
I want to say something. For those that don't understand Igbo, the guy was referring to the broadcast that China Sanwo-Olu was held on the 17th of May 2027 by Maz Jonathan. Now, he was saying that when you listen to what he was saying, it sounds like fairy tale. The guy actually told you what those were. He knew within himself that is beyond, that's mediocrity on the highest order. Fairy tale is a very even better word, but it was mediocrity in the highest order because the guy was actually making a confession. Like I said, the oath of IPOB, he can't see it, and it's not me to judge who has done wrong. It's just like when you commit crime in society. You know, the police caught you, fair enough. If they don't catch you, it's up to you. Like I had issue with scooter, electric scooter. When the guy hold me, I would say, oh, why are people say no, we did one at a time. So it will not be the same time it's happening to you will happen to you. So be mindful, especially those on that oath. Do not act because of the next man is acting. So the guy said, if you hear what he was saying, the dogs, because it's not dogs, I don't know what dogs mean. These are dogs. It sounds like fairy tale. Now he's trying to boost himself. I want you to start from him confirming that all the things the guy said is a fairy tale. But it's the mediocrity in the highest order. Let's listen a bit of it because I'm not going to allow you to play for so long, but I will intermediate.
Movement happening around the Biafran struggle, happening in our land, and the plans the Nigerian government and their international collaborators have against the Biafran agitation, have against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. But before I proceed, my name is Mazi Chinasa Nworu. Mazi Chinasa Nworu is from Obingwa. I serve the indigenous people of Biafra as a member of the Directorate of State. Why we are saying, and today is the last day we are saying it, the ESN have been mandated.
Now, I want to say something.
It sounds like a fairy tale.
I just want to say something here for those that are listening. He had the guy introduce himself as Chinasa Nworu. Chinasa Nworu is from Obingwa. He's a member of Directorate of State. Now, IPOB, we don't have pseudonyms. That's number one. Chinasa Nworu, as far as I can remember, in 2015 when Onyendu went to Kuwait, when Onyendu was touring Asia, Onyendu was hosted in Kuwait, and this guy, that's why when I defended his name, I remember that this guy was one time Onyendu. But I knew when we were having problem in Kuwait about fund, Onyendu suspended this idiot. And I remember I wasn't aware, sure, but in me, I knew there's something that eating this guy up till the day he came out and said that Onyendu suspended him one time through Chikedozem. That was one of the things he held against our leader. Now, he didn't say, he introduced himself, he didn't say, oh, I am the chief security of ESN. Or I am, because they know their limits, they can go. But he's nobody within the DOS of IPOB. Because he has no portfolio. I remember when Onyendu suspended disbanded United Kingdom, he said he was going to give Ozuoka a portfolio. And that day I told people, I said, forget about that. That's a different person. That is the end of the discussion because our leader is an intelligent man. Now, what you should be asking this guy is, what is your portfolio in IPOB? I will leave it there. I just want you to know that who is talking to you is even more imposture than the dead Buhari. Even though people know who he is, but he can't show his face, meaning that just like Ostraman, when Ostraman was alive, never show his face. These are common criminals. These are people that he lives in desert, claiming that he lives in a country that they're giving people things free. All you that have in your own land, what have you done with it? You can't do anything with it. Let's go further to listen to, because I think he's gone there. Let's see.
The ESN have been mandated. Why we are saying, and today is the last day we are saying it, the ESN have been mandated. They have been authorized. We don't give a damn who you are. If you are the governor protecting them, we are going to come after every one of you. We have their record, from the commissioner to anybody.
I hope you're listening. Now, our leader is in DSS dungeon. Look at the threat this guy is giving. ESN has been mandated, authorized. Now, he's threatening the sitting governors and with commissioner. I don't know some of you understand the implication of this, because tomorrow, when international community putting IPOB and ESN under the whatever, which these people are, they don't talk. I want to say it, unequivocally, that this person, just the word to understand that the reason why I'm playing this audio here is to you to understand the individual speaking does not speak for IPOB. He doesn't have any portfolio in IPOB, which he introduced himself. Say he's a member, but he has not mentioned what he does for IPOB, meaning that he is nobody within IPOB. These are the moles. Now, this guy is openly, he have done, remember when they kill our people and Abai says he's going to revenge? Ask him, have you revenged? Every time, even before election, he threatened that ESN was going to go to Lagos to go and defend our people. Until when they have fracas in Lagos, did you hear him say anything about it? I want you people to go back and listen. Because what this guy is doing the script they've given him, because this guy is somewhere in the zoo. Now, he's threatening sitting governors. He's threatening Soludo. I don't know where you have your Alpha jet. If tomorrow now Soludo invite the zoo with their helicopter to come and bomb our people, you say why? But you are the one giving them open threat. Open threat. Authorized and mandated by who? Okay, let's go.
The commissioner has no place to run to, because he is the one behind all these criminals. He is the one that set up. How can criminals be in 8 local government? This is what he's using to take security money from Soludo.
I say I'm gonna be interjecting. Do you see his anger? How did he know that they were collecting security money? Soludo were giving them money. Which money? The same money they were giving you. You're posing yourself as you can offer anything. Like I started this book, I told you guys. He just told you his anger with the commissioner. Is Soludo going to give you the money? Are you a commissioner? Are you involved with the zoo government? So what do you care? Is that how to release Mazen Nandekan? What is your agenda to release Onyendu from DSS dungeon? That's what you should be talking in the radio Biafra. That's what I'm telling Biafrans. 30th of May is going to be a marathon on Biafra. Far Power Media and UK conjunction standing in the gap of Radio Biafra. What they do in our radio, they don't talk about how our leader will be released. The guy is coming to threaten those that are giving them bag of money. His anger is Soludo now. What did I say? Soludo have pushed them on the corner. No, they are a bunch of morons. With the gangs of the AK-47 they're giving in Biafra land, built because the criminality in Biafra land is Dictionary Sanwo-Olu is number 1. If he's a human being, out of his own mouth, just now he's threatening, including the commissioner. Let's listen to a bit of it.
He told him, I have cleared this place, I have cleared this place. These are criminals we imported. They have their link. They have the people. He is adopted by these people. None of them is talking. And the governor claims every day he comes out to talk about security, while the people orchestrating all this crime is in his government. Why I'm coming from this line is for people to understand what Nigerian government and Igbo politicians, to make money. Some of them want to make money and they make it and they tag it on IPOB. They say anyone tag it on IPOB, anyone tag it on IPOB. And let me say something. I'm going to say it is not, I want to say it so that they should stop. Any camp you see Nigerian military show having Biafra flag is a fake camp. Having a Biafran flag is a fake camp.
Fellow comrade and lovers of freedom, I'm not gonna dwell on this. But the reason why I allow his voice to play a little bit is for you guys to understand everything this guy is saying here is out of frustration. The bag of money from Soludo does not reach them anymore. All this information he's giving you here, he spoke for almost 50 minutes. He never mentioned the concern of IPOB. How Mazen Nandekan is going to be released. If they ask you, they say they are doing on which underground work? Which lawyer? Is he Fanye Ejiofor? And who? And Ozekome. These people can't do jack. Ejiofor is a criminal. He have a criminal pending case in zoo. He's a fraudster. So he can't do jack. So all this ranting, he rants and threatening people. Like I said, if I can go back and go on, because we have the evidence. They can speak and go, but we have the document. Keep it for you. Like I said, their own tribunal will be the worst. Open up tribunal will be a child's play or what these people are going to face. His anger, anything you can take from this ranting is because Soludo they don't see shishi from Soludo no longer. Soludo know that these are a bunch of animals. So, but one thing I want to let you guys know tonight is this, that the real IPOBs, I will still repeat again tonight. This thing I'm saying to you is not something I just wake up and start saying. It's spiritual. What we do is more spiritual than physical. I don't speak anyhow. I don't accuse people falsely. Before we come here, we always say there's no prejudice. Onyendu, we say things and back them up. We don't threaten people. When we have a just cause, all this assertion our leader have made, there's a legitimacy towards it. Onyendu does not talk unguardedly or make an empty threat. Everything we have done is spiritually guided. So tonight, I want you to go into sober reflection. This is not IPOB oath is what is holding mass in Nankan. I will reiterate to you tonight. If you're IPOB member that are under oath, if you're a grandmother, a grandfather, a young man, no matter your age, you join IPOB and sworn an oath. Mark my word somewhere. Your generation will not get away from the rot of what you have sworn your hand on. You know why? Because nobody forced you. You know, the day I was doing program with Mazeji, this so-called national coordinator from Switzerland called. There was a guy that called from Germany that were arguing about oath taking, that they don't take oath, they come to meeting, they contribute money. And I was like, where? He said in Germany. And this guy called from Switzerland on a program, live program, right? It's me and Mazeji. And I told him, I said, my brother, I don't care if you're a national coordinator. Then we were thinking, oh, maybe they try to blackmail Chikedozium. But it was the fact. 50% of this individual, they never took oath. They never. So I'm not in the same league with them. I know of UK. Let me tell you something. If we are presiding oath over you, you miss one word, he will go back again. And if you refuse, we order you out. That's no fight. It is very standard. I've taken numerous oaths online. And people will witness. And you will be on your feet. If he stammer, it start all over again. There must be a witness there. That word is what is holding our leader in DSS dungeon. And his generation. That is why you see all his family member enthusiastically is involved in this struggle. And it's divine. For some of you thinking that is a joke, go into sober reflection on this 30th of May. We shall remember those that have given their lives. From 2016, our men were mowed down in the street of the zoo, knowing full well that we were going to meet their ordeals. But they did it for one thing, because they want Biafra. And if you fail them, the rots of hell will not escape your generation. That's the one word I want you to take home tonight. Most importantly, probably before 30th of May, if I'm going to come on air, Biafrans will know if there's a need for it. If there's no need, 30th of May, we are going to be on a marathon. 6 hours non-stop. 6 hours non-stop. We will broadcast simulcastly from different platforms. Biafra Alpha Power Media, YouTube, Facebook, UK Media, live. And you can call in from anywhere you want to call in. We're going to make a WhatsApp number for the first time on this platform. For the first time on this platform for people to call in. You will have the opportunity to call in. And we'll give you a link. If you want to come live on the program, we will bring you in live as well. And I want to thank all of you that have taken your time this evening to listen to me. And most importantly, I ask all of you to go into sober reflection, and we shall always remember to put our supreme leader Mazen Nandekano and his entire household. And we shall remember the two parents that paid the ultimate price, because they have done something that is noble. And Israel Okukano family shall be immortalized as long as we in this journey, even our forebearers, will bear us witness that these people came to the bread Biafra. What the stories we read in the Bible shall repeat himself from the origin of civilization, which is Biafra land. May Chukwu Kabiama guide and protect our leader. Give him the strength and the courage, because he's surrendered by enemy. But I know that Okike in heaven that called him will not desert him. Thank you for listening to me. And may Chukwu Kabiama bless and guide every single one of you. Only thing I'm going to do tonight, to remind you about the oath taking, I'm going to give you one of our leaders' lamentation. I want all of you to go into sober reflection. Think about it deeply. Go into your mind and think about the deep reflection of what Onyendu has said. Because at the end of the day, we are not here to joke. We are here to restore Biafra. And as long as mankind liveth, Biafra shall be emerged without any iota of fear. As long as our leader has not disappointed us, every other thing is secondary to me. I will never waver until the last day the Biafran flag is hoisted. Even if on my death, any day I die, the only thing he will do for me is make sure you people buried me with Biafran flag. It doesn't matter where I buried. Even if I die in London, don't take me home. It doesn't make any sense. Innocent to Denibo, when he died in New Jersey, he made it in his will that he must not be taken back home, but he was given a befitting burial in New Jersey with Biafran flag. That's the only thing he can do for me. I have no business with the zoo. We have sowed that seed. Until Biafra is restored, or will ever 6 feet deep. That's it. And I thank you. I will leave you with this in there. Thank you very much.
Our people are lame. They are weak. I am struggling to count how many men there are in Biafra land. There are no more men left. Weak, docile, and imbecilic. Weak. I don't know how we can take such people to war. I don't know how we can take men who are not men into battle and win. I am ashamed. Very, very ashamed. Nonetheless, we must preach this very gospel because man did not ask us to come. Chukwa Biama in heaven mandated that we should come. If not, that I was called to do this very work, I will not speak to any of you anymore. But Chukwa Biama said this very gospel must be preached, and we must preach it. I have prayed since yesterday up until now. My request is very simple. The same prayer I made in secret, I will make out here in the open. Chukwa Biama Biko. Since it is your intention that your kingdom will be restored upon this very earth, I need men. I need men. I did not say boys. I said I need men. Those of them that you created to restore your kingdom, they should come forward now, not tomorrow, not next year. Chukwa Biama. You must bring them now. I did not say tomorrow. Because the insult is too much. It is beyond what any human being can endure. We want to go and get Biafra, or we die in the process, because we are better off dead than witness some of this nonsense going on. The level of insult is beyond what any decent human being can tolerate. They bring their cattle into our land. They desecrate our land. They kill us in the presence of our families and nobody does anything about it. And when the police attend, the police sit idly by as people are being killed by not a multitude of people. Only 4. Only 4 Awasa people can sack an entire village in Biafra land, and we call ourselves men. No, we are not men. Until we redeem our honor. Until we look at integrity and say, we must have a part of it. Until then, to be honest with you. This is Radio Biafra.
Wherever you're watching us from. And my name's Mazi George Chukwume. I reside here in the United Kingdom. And I show you now, Biafra Alpha Power Media is here to stand in the gap of Radio Biafra as those that the mantle of leadership was given to has turned their gun against their own people. Everything they do is to make sure that IPOB does not see the light of the day. But our job here is to highlight them to the real IPOB member. And it is on 9 minutes on top of the hour here in United Kingdom, which is 9 p.m. 9 minutes after 8 p.m. here in United Kingdom. I presume the same thing in Biafra land. So I welcome you. As I welcome you, please welcome others. And today is the 25th of May, the year of our Lord 2023. This evening, my monologue, I just want to reiterate to Biafrans and IPOB at large, those of us that is under oath must understand the significant and the fundamental reason IPOB was embedded by oath taking. It wasn't a shred or a shenanigan or a ritual that people can take for granted. I took my time to go deep on the reflection, what is going on in our family. And everything that have happened in IPOB today is what Onyendu have prophesied. But I want to remind you tonight, as you can see on the screen, I said the consequences of the oath to real IPOB member. Onyendu said, I won't be the one to disappoint you. You will be the one to disappoint me. Now, the reason why I decided to talk about this tonight as my monologue is I know there's a lot of us out there that are genuine, but they were actually confused. But let me remind you that when you sign a contract, even though some contract has a lot of writings on it, not everybody does why before someone signs a contract that you don't assure of, you get a lawyer to aid you to do that. Because as once you sign that, the signatory has been in, you cannot take it back, and whatever comes with it must be fulfilled. Now, the reason why I'm reiterating on oath is that a lot of people has forgotten that we took oath. I know there are so many people that are not under oath. It's not my concern. And those that are under oath, what they have done is not me to judge them, what is going to happen to them. I know some of you did not understand the words that is in the oath. And some people think it's a joke. But I'm telling you tonight, it's not. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, said, I won't be the one to disappoint you, you'll be the one to disappoint me. I will sacrifice anything sacrificable, including my two parents. He said that in the palace, in where all of us was watching him. His two parents was in his two flank, and his wife was the other hand of it. And he made this assertion. I think Kanu Takano was there that day. All of us was watching Onyendu. So now, I'm just saying this is a message to the real IPOB member. I know so many of you are being confused. But let me remind you, if you're under oath, I'm not saying some people, I'm not talking about sympathizers, those that follow Onyendu on social media. I'm talking, this is specifically to the real IPOB members. I'm not saying this about, I say specifically to those that are under oath. Do not make mockery of your generation, because we come to hunt you. And so many of you will think, because of what has happened. It's not an excuse, because you signed out for it. If Onyendu want to compromise that oath tonight, Onyendu will walk out of DSS dungeon by abandoning the struggle. So the moment you said you're tired on this struggle, you have failed that. Good evening. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on your time zone, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom. My name's Amazi Georges Chukwume, and I'm reaching you out here from United Kingdom. and it's a 7 minutes on top of the hour, wherever you are around the world, to know we are live. And it's 7 minutes past 8 p.m. here in United Kingdom, I think in Biafra land as well. Thank you, my fellow comrade. And today, we are still in the morning period on what have the mayhem that have met us in our bar on the 30th, 31st of March 2023. Our people were massacred, and our hearts are heavy, and we are still mourning. And may the souls of those that have laid their lives to pursue this gospel, even though that those that were mowed down on the 31st of March was orchestrated by the enemy within, which we are going to go into details today. In more in-depth of what massacres in Aba and mastermind by the cabal within the DOS led by Chike Doziem, aka Enemy at the Gate. My fellow comrade, tonight I'm here once again to educate you. Onyendu said that we believe in superior argument. One thing is certain in this journey, that regardless what anybody might think or what you do, at the end of the day, what we are fighting for is a just cause. Biafra shall be restored. And what is paramount to us is the unconditional release of our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Regardless every mechanician or distraction the enemies have orchestrated to divert our attention to pursuit of the release of our supreme leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. But tonight I indulge you, my fellow comrade, to understand that what we are doing is more physical, is more spiritual than physical. Onyendu shall be released, regardless how so many of them might have thought or what they are doing, taking authority into their hands. But what I'm assuring you tonight is our job is here to unveil those that have hell-bent that our leader will not be released, because everything they do is detrimental to our leader. Just like the one that have took place in Aba on the 31st of March 2023. The same thing that happened on the August 9th when Onyendu asked them to suspend the sit at home, and they carried, and 2021, and they disobeyed our leader and went on and carried out that sit at, or that ghost town that have brought death in our land and criminality in our land till tomorrow morning. So we shall not shy away from the fact and the truth before us, because these men, little do we know, we thought they were here to restore Biafra, but they have a personal vendetta and agenda they have brought in. And they have gone to that extent now of killing our people, and it's unacceptable. We will not let them. And those their hands have soiled, those that have massacred our people on the 31st of March 2023, they all must be brought to justice. And we are letting the whole world know that that particular protest that went down on 31st of March 2023 has got nothing to do with IPOB, not Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That was a personal vendetta. It was because a man wanted to accomplish that evil. It was just to kill Akwarawa Mende. Because of that, so many lives have lost. And tonight, we are saying that this man will never go scot-free. Even though that Chike Doziem have come openly and accepted that whatever that have happened, that he will take responsibility. I want to remind some of us who does not know. I will keep on referencing to Liberia and Sierra Leone war, which is, that is what they call, is a tribal war, is the most recent one on Sub-Saharan Africa that you can think of. Now, the reason why I keep on reiterating and referencing to it, America wanted Samuel Doe out of office. Just know what they do at all time. And who do they choose to do that job for them was Charles Taylor. And in Sierra Leone, from the junta taking over, the thing escalated, and so many things happened, which I won't be mentioning name. But the reason why I want to reference this is that every crime you have committed in pursuit of whatever you might think, every single individual must be accountable on their own action. Our leader is being kidnapped and renditioned to the zoo. The whole world knew this. And whatever we have done in the past, we've done it in the past, and the sacrifice of freedom, because we want to restore the dignity of mankind and give our people a better life. As you all know today, all the things that are going on in the zoo, there is no better way than what we have chosen. It's because of our voice that some of you can speak. But the reason why I'm making this abundantly clear to every Sunday to understand that when people goes out of their way to do things on their own, not representing what we have come here or what IPOB and Mazen Nani cannot stand for, it is our duty to refute all these shenanigans. So my monologue this night is that every single one of these men that are hiding under the DOS, which is the body that governs IPOB, foreseen by Mazen Nandekani, he's the only man that appoints. None of these men were elected by anybody. They were given an appointment that if there's no permanent position, and if you're not doing well as our code of conduct required, you're supposed to be there 6 months and step aside. As Chikedoziem is a failure, is nowhere to be found. Since 31st till today, he never had a voice of a leader. Forget about the junk Emma Powerful is hiding one place in Ghana or whatever he is and writing trash. That is not what represents IPOB. Onyendu will not be outside our people mow down, and he's not up top of Radio Biafra and refuting and telling the world what has transpired. They came to Radio Biafra and deny our people on broad daylight. Now, I want to say this. For those that are making references of what happened in Afari Quebec, I'm going to want to tell you one thing tonight. If you call off the incident of that happened, we'll start from the head bridge Onitsha. We'll go down to Mpo. We'll go down to High School Aba. We'll go down to Ugocha and come to Afari Quebec. All this is our sacrifices. And when all these things were happening, we are letting the whole world know what was going on. There's a 1 million difference between when you set up your own because you want to achieve something. They have murdered so many people, those that disagree with them. We that lives in abroad is a testimony of what is happening in Biafra land, or what have transpired in the last 22 months within the IPOB. What evil that these men have orchestrated and what they have done. Hiding on their individual and their, in their residential countries and be committing crimes, heinous crime against our people. And I want to make it abundantly clear, there's no distraction whatsoever, not because over time, I said this thing before, when they made us busy attacking people that are quite irrelevant, they are not being responsible in the core and the fundamentals of IPOB. Onyendu say, if you know what to do to restore Biafra, go ahead and do it. And if you know what to do, not Biafra not to be restored, go ahead as well and do it. So one thing I want to indulge you tonight, the hardcore IPOB members that still have their deciding mind, I want you to know that regardless whatever saga they have brought now to divert your attention, you must not fall into it. Because these men have cut their pants down. You see this crime they committed in Aba, they will never get away with this. Not while we are still alive. China Sanworu, the faceless monk that live in deserts that sniffing dust, murdered Akwarawa Mende. Because Akwarawa Mende knows a lot about China Sanworu. The evil, the heinous crime China Sanworu have committed in Aba. It is not, it's unparalleled. Cindy or Chisom Dream Peters. Because, we don't accuse people without evidence. Everything I say, or anything I ever open my mouth tell you, I will come up with evidence to back it up. We are not here for vendettas. And I say, people saying, oh, Canon Takano share the protest, which as well I did. Is IPOB. If you come out and say that you protest under IPOB, it is your responsibility. If you claim their leadership, it's entirely up to you. The burden falls on you. It's on your shoulders. Our former deputy was the one that used to anchor Radio Biafra, and he will be there. Even though they are murdering our people down, he told them, I need evidence. Get the pictures. At least he did something. Because that's what we know then. And that's what has brought us to where we are today. it wasn't misled. No one was misled. People came out with their hearts and still believe that what we are looking for is one thing, is to restore our dignity as a race. So I don't want people to think this is just a joke, or maybe with having individuals or picking up on people. No. I am a gatekeeper in IPOB, and as long as I live, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said that we shall not kill our own. But this man has embarked on suicidal for a very long time. They have said it openly. 3 weeks ago, China Sanwo came on Radio Biafra and threatening even our Onyendu's family and our illegal luminaries that represent IPOB. People should not speak what they see. Tells you all you need to know. Barely 3 weeks ago, Akwara women, now probably they couldn't get his way out of it. They has got no option. Because, when people speak, they forget. We're living in a social media era. Whatever you say go viral. You can't retrieve it back. Doesn't matter if you delete it after you said it. Because as I'm talking now, somebody is recording what I'm saying. If I have said something that's detrimental, I can't get away with it because that's an evidence, that's a testimony. I just want them to understand this. We are not here to play. When Onyendu back, when he proved to the world that the late Buhari, the pedophile, died, he asked them to take him to any court in the world. Even though they held in him, they have never brought it as a case against him because he has irrefutable evidence. Like as I'm sitting down here, whatever I will tell you is what has happened and what they have done. China Sanwo, the first-lance monk, and Chike Doziem, claiming that he's the leadership, was on phone, conference call with Akwara Wamende on the 31st of March, 2023. And I will give you the message of what Chinsondrim Peters, the first thing he wrote about when Kanu Takanu posted Akwara Wamende's picture. Tells you all you need to know. They thought we are here to joke. Now, I want to ask you a question. I don't know if some of you are familiar with Aba. We have do some random protest, if you may call it. Onyendu suspended every manner of protest in Biafra land, including gathering. It's a standing order, even before it was rendition. But for avoidance of doubt, I want to clarify something here. From Mungwa Road to Osisioma, in much of 2 hours. 2 hours. And somebody was on the background telling DSS that this is Abia State ESN State Command. Just think about it. Now, everybody that knew that Osisioma Junction, that they have military checkpoint there. Ngwa High School, they have a military checkpoint there. And they allowed China Sanwo insisted they march from Ngwa Road to Osisioma. Just to let you understand. They want them to march to Ariara on a 2 hours protest. And whereas they know that this route is where the soldiers have their checkpoint. And this man has nothing. Somebody was on the... I will play her every video. I'll have it here. I just want you to understand, because when people say that this is a propaganda, this is not propaganda. That is why you don't hear any of the media worms talking about it. I'm highly, highly disappointed, even though Radio Biafra has hijacked. But someone like Arolze, Mazalozem, and Ike Peters, these are veterans. Ike Peters over time posted so many of his daughters getting married and all that kind of stuff. I thought you guys came as those that saw the war. Are you guys telling me that you guys sat on Radio Biafra and suppressed this particular information? Whereas you guys knew that one of your sons and daughters has been mowed down, orchestrated by their own. You guys said nothing. Because after Akwara Wamende was shot, it was a sniper that killed him. I will show you where he was lying down. Somebody was on his side on a video. It's not here. Listen, Aquara Mende was the only person wearing, among all of them wearing fake Abafende. They said in solidarity to Onyendu because they're trying to rope our leader with all these shenanigans. And they tell you they didn't know. Who financed that even though he's Abba, even if he's Abba made, do you know how much it cost to sew those and bought those guys' shoes and everything? And the leadership is not aware of it? Is that what you're telling us? Who financed it? Somebody did. Because when I play China Sanworu's voice here, you hear that lion, Agone Chamber. The way he used to bark like a mad dog. But everything he has said, he hasn't even got clue of what he was talking about. Because he will come back and haunt you at the end of the day. Apara Memende was the only person wearing black, holding megaphone. A sniper picked him up easily. He was lying there, cold blood. And somebody was standing. This is not even picture. This is a live video. Somebody was standing by his side. Have they told you that our man there has died? Even up to now, as we're talking here. Some are saying those that we went to protest is now talking and saying, why would they say something? All of them, their lives been threatened. Do you know how many our commander ESN China Sanwo have massacred and killed? Or the one they called Nigerian DSS to arrest? Do you know how many they are uncountable? It's not me said. They said it with their own mouth. I never said it. It is their own word. I'm borrowing their word here because anything that I'm going to say here, at the end of the day, I will give you a backup to what I've just said. I'm not here, like I said, the critical analysis is not a vendetta. We are not here to prejudice on to malign or to blackmail anybody. In IPOB, I'm under oath. That's why I'm very careful in what I say outside. But I cannot see where my fellow comrade has been murdered in cold blood by those that are claiming that they're leading us and they want me to shut my mouth off. It's not going to happen. It's not while I'm still alive. So, the reason why I'm making this abundantly clear, there is no amount of distraction. They cannot get away with this murder. They cannot get the Chidan Sanwori. No, everybody in life, like I said the last time, I said, when you think you're strong, when you stop is where somebody starts. And when you start, somebody have stopped there. In every race, there's a start and ending of that race. And you were not anything about ESN in IPOB. You might be acting as welfare or undergroundly that Onyendu put you on, and which I don't want to go into that. I don't want to dump into that. But you have come out and make a session that you are commanding people. I don't know who gave you that position. I've said it before. And because of people did not believe in what you're saying, and because Chike Doziem has compromised to the extent that disobey Mazen, flattered Mazen, and cannot. Oh, we are shouting. And all of you are saying, oh, how do you know? How do you know? But all this audio I'm going to play, you are the same person saying, in everything you must listen to leadership, but you're not listening to your leader. So how are you going to triumph and win without making mistakes and without having casualty, without letting our people into their untimely death with your unguarded statement? I will stop here on my monologue because I want to let people, I don't want to, this program is not going to be long. But like I said, whatever I have said here, I will give you evidence to it. Now, I want to show you one thing first before I move forward. Now, what I'm showing here, apparently, if you look at the screen, if you look at the screen here, you will see Cinder Peters. This is Chisom Dream. I will put up her picture here. As a particular girl they call Chisom Dream Naba. This young lady is the person China Sanwo has been using. They have eliminated a lot of people. It's not hearsay. This is a fact. Okay, now look at Cindy Peters. Can you see what she wrote when Canon Takano posted Akwarawo Mendes' picture? When they tell you they don't know what happened. He said, who on earth released those pictures to him? Canon Takano, you are the most useless and stupid human I have ever seen. You are senseless. You are insane. You see this cheap popularity you are looking for, don't run when it comes. When it comes, a flav is causing Mazukan Takano share the protest with good faith. Now our people were moved down. And this young lady was about 250 yards. She's one recording this. She's one on the background telling the DSS that this is Abia State ESN command, whereas these are not ESN men. These are just regular IPOB members. They have set up to kill in a cold blood. But people said that they wasn't aware that Akwara woman there died. You could see up there, there's a picture of Akwara woman there where you see the approval is. That is the picture there. And that's the young lady's, first post that she made. Now, sim the pit, if you go again, you see where someone responded to somebody. He responded to Patricia Chikeziem. He said, are you insane? Is this the only post you can make? It will continue. So I should leave the damn giving to do otherwise. So what are we talking about here? And Patricia goes on and say, wow, Chisom, so you accepted actually that the dame, right? So the dame, we betrayed them to be murdered, right? Thanks for clarification. And believe it. My mighty sorry or whatever she said there that led you to this believes you. I'm just putting this up here. I hope everybody's seeing it. Chisom, were wondering how did Canon Takano get the video and pictures of Akwara women there. Because they have an emergency meeting that nobody should mention his name specifically. When we told you about 50 people died, if you listened to watching us and when it was yapping on the 72 hours after our people were mowed down, he was saying maybe it was like 10, we confirmed 20 people. What he wrote down, because when Jonathan asked him question, they are all in the same boat because it's state managed they are in now. They turned Radio Biafra into worse than the even Zoom media, and he was giggling, not even know what to answer. But the reason why I put this up here is for you guys to see. It was them. They gave it was the order. And this young lady they call Chisom Dream is China Sanwo-Olu's girlfriend that has been doing the dots for her. You can't say anything where she is. So, like I said, we don't come here to blackmail people just like the way they did. Now, there's something I want to clarify here. There are these Umuchuku writers. I've said about Umuchuku writers before. Umuchuku writer, if I'm not mistaken, I remember it was Ezekwesili. This guy lives in New York. If I'm not mistaken, I remember when our leader went to, I spoke to him before. I have his number, But the fact remains is that these Umuchuku writers, whoever that is hiding beneath it and be writing junk, right? If you look at what this Umuchuku writers have wrote, he said, it doesn't take a reasonable person a seconds to know that your accusation has based on falsehood. It changed nothing. Every move made by DOS is on right track. We will support them 100%. Back to back, nothing will change. It does not matter how many of our people they murdered because you are a retarded, wretched monk. Because of 4,000 naira credit they're giving you people now, that debt will be your own portion. I'm just giving you the evidence of what happened. Chisom Dream, definitely some of you will know. Probably all of them are in this Umuchuku media now as admin. But you support them even though they kill our people. Yeah? You support them even though they murdered our people. How ironic. Every single IPOB member that have led their life on course of this journey, that is why we're taking care of our death and those that are wounded. But guess what? As soon as our leader was rendition, first thing the Chikelozem left his job and went into to destroy IPOB within into our finance. That's why you cannot hear him speak. How many days now has gone by since on 31st. Today is 8. Over 9 days. The so-called leadership leader have not spoken a word. If you talk, maybe they're going to tell you that is more powerful. Who is more powerful? Not even is it Twitter. Not even then come out to accuse the zoo. They never done any of this. Up till now. They have not said it. There's nothing tangible they have said. Even if giving the zoo heads up how to kill our people more by saying we are going to revenge. Revenge what? Why I'm bringing this up is that because these guys, when they contracted all these idiots, they were talking things they have any rudimentary in their brain. You support the US even though they kill our people back to back. He said, let me tell you this for you, for your disrespect of our dear brother Akwarawa Mende by posting his picture publicly. Did you hear that? By posting his picture publicly. By posting his picture publicly tells you that they did never want anybody to know that Akwarawa Mende was killed. Because all this whole thing that is set up, you see that almost 200 lives have gone because of one man. China Sanwo-Olu, like I said, I don't know who you are and I don't want to know. But I want to remind you that you're nobody. You see, men that have done something in this life, go and check their history. There's things you do in this life, you won't get away with it. Especially when you share blood. And the blood of the innocent. So, kind of crime is that he posted Akwarawa Mende's picture because you guys said nothing. And we cannot fold our hand and watch you guys kill our people and get away with it. He continues to say, let me tell you this, for your disrespect, our dad brother Akwarawa Mende posting his picture public and using it as a tool to attack DOS, sending his family messages in such disrespectful way. Do you see, these people are emotionally bankrupt. All this person, whoever is writing this, probably is someone writing this, because when they say Muchukura, you don't know who is behind it. To show you that they knew what happened. This is a public confession. Which disrespectful manner. Have you told us what happened to Akwarawa Mende and how he died? If not, because we'll call you guys out. Now, he's now confessing. I don't know where Kanu Takano send a family. This was something done on social media. Say your death will be shameful. So be it. That thing that you're wishing somebody that have not exposed you is what your generation is going to meet. Because I don't believe the majority of you are under oath. Now, I want to and look at the same Muchuku writers again. This was a day before now they wrote this again saying, if that is the case, are you saying Mazen Nandekano is wrong English? Are you saying Mazen Nandekano that killed? Is a wrong English. Are you saying Mazen Nandekano killed those Biafrans at Afari-Kwebe, Kumpo, Iguacha, etc. because he is the one in control then? Do you see where they're going? Mazen Nandekano is still in control of IPOB. I want to educate you riffraffs. Only do Mazen Nandekano until he lowers 6 feet deep. But as long as Onyendi is alive, he's the one leading IPOB. Because you guys choose to do whatever you want to do. I said who is writing this thing might not even... If go deeper on this, I've said it. I don't hear of him anymore. The guy lives in New York. But what this guy wrote here is confirming where we're coming from. To see where they are pushing all this whole thing to our leader. Our leader is in control then and now. And the difference between Afari-Kwebe, Mpo, and Iguacha, it is because of the journey of our struggle. Only say they will kill us, we will kill them, and at the end of the day, Biafra will come. But not when you sold our people to be murdered. Because China Sanwo-Olu couldn't take Akwarawa Mende life alone. Now, he have to set him up with the multitude of our people to be slaughtered on the cold blood. I just want to educate you. That's all I'm saying to you. And they are accusing Solomon Ebo of because I think this response was on if I'm not mistaken on Ikechukwu Biafra, or I don't know where I screenshot it. Solomon Ebo is a gentleman. He made a mistake. He came and apologized to Onyendu live on air. That is why you know who those that are pure. And what Solomon Ebo is doing concerning Biafran struggle, if none of you cannot even go an inch close to what that young man have done. He's a comrade. We had a disagreement, and the day we'll see ourselves for a long time, we shook hand. That's how we men behave, because there's nothing, we're not fighting. who can disagree and agree at the same time. We are not pseudo. Someone, you know, someone able Twitter handle and his Facebook account, it doesn't hide. He tweets every day. But woe betide all of you, because who is writing this thing shows you what you did to you, comparing. You see where you guys are building your alibi, but like I said, you guys are not going anywhere. You guys are not going anywhere for killing our people. And the more you write, the more you contradict yourselves. And the reason why I brought this China Sanworu's post is to show you the person claiming that is a ESN commander and his affiliation with what happens in the zoo. But he couldn't write about Akwalawa Mende. This thing he wrote it on Thursday. But this thing happens on Friday. What happens or with not, what is our business as IPOB, as a hierarchy in IPOB to concern what is going on in the zoo? Tells you all you need to know. I will leave this here. Now, I want to bring you now to the video. What has happened on those videos will tell you more about what they have done.
Media International.
Just for avoidance of doubt, that's the young lady they call.
This is ESN,
Cindy Peters,
Abia Command,
you know,
in collaboration with IPOB, under the leadership of Mazinam Dikalo, on a peaceful protest, protesting for the release of their leader Mazinam Dikalo, and asking the Nigerian government to obey their court order and release Mazinam Dikalo.
Mazinam Dikalo, not Carlo.
This is Eastern Security Network Abia State Command, in collaboration with IPOB, under the leadership of Mazinam Dikalo, on a peaceful protest, seeking for the release of Mazinam Dikalo.
You heard her saying that this is ESN, Abia State Command, in collaboration with IPOB. What else do you want to hear? She went deep. ESN in collaboration with IPOB. She went deep. Let's listen to her.
Asking Nigerian government to obey their court order by releasing Mazinam Dikalo with immediate effect. We ask for nothing than release of Mazinam Dikalo. They are sitting at us. That's all. We are the peaceful protesters and they are sitting at us. Nigerian government are sitting at us. We are the peaceful protesters and Nigerian government is sitting at us. They are sitting at us. Trying to get us everywhere. We are the peaceful protesters. We are the peaceful protesters and they are sitting at us.
So I just want us to know that I think my voice went, but what I'm saying is, if you look at Akwala Mende where he's lying lifelessly, then we know that he was picked up easily because he was an easy target. Let's just listen to it at the end of the day. But I want to point it to you that the person standing, and this is a video, and that man you see lying down on the ground is the young man. That is Abia State coordinator, Akwala Mende, that they murdered in cold blood. Because of this one single individual, over 200 lives have been wasted. For your information.
Alpha Power Media International.
Go on.
Now,
Mazi Chinedu, thank you so much.
The voice of
the
vulture of himself.
The IPOB leadership, we know we take responsibility of everything that happens. Whether we are the cause, whether we are not the cause. That is the life of a leader. Just like when Mazi Kanu was renditioned, people heap blames on the IPOB leadership. The question you just asked now, this is the question that has been coming even to us since Friday. We have been on this topic. Mazi, I have come on Radio Biafra on many occasions. When people ask questions, let's start protesting in Biafra land, we will tell them, no, let's concentrate on the protest in diaspora. Yes, there are pockets of protests that have happened in Biafra land. But before the election, due to the plans we knew, the intelligence in our disposal, before the election, we instructed the people in Biafra land to suspend every protest in Biafra land. I'm not going to blame any one of them, irrespective of anything, because they came out to protest for the leader. This is how it is hot in their hearts. They want to show their own impact. But what we are saying is this: as long as leadership is involved, as long as this is IPOB, people should not do things based on their own understanding or that they know it all. I think on that people will say, you understanding me? They know it all. They feel, because the leadership don't come to make noise, but people can see there is pressure going on in Biafra land. There was an order, an instruction that protest should not be carried out in Biafra land before even a month to the election. There was a protest that's supposed to come in Biafra land, I think 15th or 16th of February. It was cancelled. Instructions were given for there would be no protest. And those who are listening to me, IPOB medias, those on the radio, all of you know if there is going to be protest. We do communicate every one of you through your forums, through your media heads or whoever is in charge that there is a protest coming up. Can anyone say that the leadership informed anybody through writing or in any way?
In what this guy is saying, I just need to interject in what he's saying, because at the end of the day, I don't want him to continue talking. But the reason why I stopped it here is because Now he's justifying that, saying that the leadership is not aware of the protest. But I want to let everybody that is listening to the sound of my voice know that whoever that knows this guy and how he comes to Radio Biafra to rant, we know from his voice. And at the beginning of this program, I show you the write-up from the Chimsom Dream Peters, which is the girl that China Sanwo-Olu is using. Now, they were flabbergasted when they found out that the picture of Akwarawa Mende was in the current account, posted it when they had a meeting that nobody should talk about it. Till tomorrow morning, none of their media worms have talked about it. And now he killed our people. China Sanwo-Olu was the one that insisted that our people will march from, Ungwaro to Osisioma. And they know this is like 2 hours walk on protest. And there is a military checking point in Osisioma and Ngwa High School. These men were aware of this. And our people have killed, they have killed our people in multitude in this very location. Now, this guy have the nerve to come to Radio Biafra, sat down there, somebody is intervening him, and is gushing up all this nonsense. And none of the media warrior, because they have hired meeting, they have held meeting, nobody to speak about it. A moment this thing happened, but he was giving you, he was narrating how they were back and forth on phone, he wasn't aware of it. My question tonight is this: to everybody that have their discerning mind, you claiming that you are the leadership, I want to ask again, these men were in uniform. Who facilitated all this? Where did the logistics come from? He wasn't aware. But he was on the phone with him, on conference call with Chike Doziem. But how dare you lied against the death as well? It is heartbreaking. I will allow him to continue talking.
There is going to be a protest. But surprisingly, I'm saying this thing just for clarity's sake, so that we can move forward, because we have a lot of problems facing us, and that is what the enemies they want. That was on Friday. On Friday morning, I'm making this thing very clear because of tomorrow. We have nothing to hide. On Friday morning, it was around 10:49 Biafran time, because in my time it was around 12:45 or 12. That was when I got a message from one of our brother in Biafra land. I was having a little snap at that time. I got a message that they asked me, Mazi, are you aware of the protest going on in Biafra land? I said to him, which protest? I am not aware. He pushed in some pictures for me. Immediately I saw this. I called the Biafra land coordinator. I asked him, who authorized this protest? Did you inform
it's very, very important that we understand this is the narrative. This guy is narrating. This is a question from Jonathan on our Hallowed platform. They have turned into a propagandist, mouthpiece. Now he's now taking time to narrate what he knows about ESN, that he claimed that he's the commander. And these are men that have come out. He's going back and forth to make a telephone call. When people are caught their pants down, why I'm allowing us to hear his voice is because, we have to be just in whatever we do. And how he's lying against this man that has now been murdered in a cold blood. It is very, very important that we understand that China Sanwo-Olu and Chike Doziem and all this gang of criminals in DOS set up our people with his brother Okezi Bazo. Between Ngwa Road and Osisioma, there's a military checkpoint there, and they know that this is a death trap for our people. Death trap for our people. Kundi Boro Pit or whatever they call it. They are aware of this. They kill our people and dump them in a borrow pit. They know this. And this is exactly what happened. And this guy still got enough to sit down and deny and lie against this man. He killed Akwalawo Mende because Akwalawo Mende knows too much of their heinous crime they have committed against our people. And they're not going to get away with this because we're letting the international community know that the massacre that happened in Aba on the 31st of March 2023 has got nothing to do with IPOB. Rather, some individuals set up our innocent, harmless people into their untimely and early graves. Let's continue hearing his voice.
The leadership, did you inform your line managers, those who are under you? He told me he knew this morning, that he was informed this morning that they said this protest was protest they planned before. We said it should be stopped. So after the election, they decided they should carry it out. They want to do something that everywhere, I told him, Mazi, please call those who are involved in this protest. Call all of them. Tell them that the leadership said this protest must stop now. Already we realized they are 45 minutes into the protest. It has already gone 45 minutes. I told him, I instructed him, I said, I informed the HOD about the development and they said, go ahead, stop this protest. It's enough. We told them.
Like I said before, you see how he's narrating it. We don't lie against people. He said he informed the HMD. That's a typical pathological liar. They were aware of the protest and all of them were in a conference call. It is not hearsay. You say you are the leadership. I don't understand how people cannot man up and take up their responsibilities. You think you could murder our people and nobody says nothing. I know a lot of people has been boxed to corner. Those in Biafra land, one thing I want to make abundantly clear tonight, people must understand that this individual does not, they don't represent IPOB, neither Mazen and the kind. Home and abroad, I'm saying this. It doesn't matter who you are. This is not a joke. This is a fact. They're looking at, these people, they have done too much to extend of now. It is not the one they have been doing in hidden, which Chinas and would have come already about threatening people, threatening legal lawyers that including our leader's family. Everybody had it. That if when they will send the ERA to you, if it's not enough, they will send ESN on the ground. This same ESN is people that now that the Zoo military massacred in their numbers with our innocent, harmless Biafrans and IPOB that came out with their open arms and heart. It's very, very important that we understand what these people have done. Let's allow him to continue because this is a long ranting, which is not necessarily requires. I'm going to make this available for those that want to listen to it. But one thing else I want to add is that at the end of all this thing that happened, because at the end of the day, you have already sold out our people. Guess what? At the end of all this ranting, because the guy asked him the consequences. Now, at the end of the day, after he have sold our people, now he has given the zoo another clue, which that's what I'm going to allow to play on this particular audio because it's a very long one. And you hear where he says they are going to revenge. I just want you to listen to it.
To come out this evening today threatening us. We should not threaten Nigerian integrity. I can beg him. IPOB, we must revenge. I am not going to say more than this, but
one thing I want to say here is this. He said, IPOB, we are going to revenge. Very, 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 it is appalling. Somebody that claimed that he's a commander. If you have been ambushed by your enemy and you want to reiterate, you want to take a revenge on that person, would you actually tell that person that you're going to revenge? I want you guys to go into deep. That is why it is critical analysis. You critical analyze things, even yourself. Is anybody have design in mind that had Chinas and will still make this blunder? What they've done is just telling the zoo, you guys, you need to prepare. They might come to attack you if there's any need for that, right? But what I'm going to ask you, you're threatening that you're going to revenge. But he set up a protest. He couldn't arrange it. What you could have done, you couldn't defend yourself because of that. That's number one. Number two, if I may ask you, what are you going to revenge with? And who is going to revenge? I said it in the last program. I hope you are not hoping that you're going to command some people, luring some people again to be killed, just like I've done. Because when you say you're going to revenge, you can't sit in the desert and be telling people that in Biafra to go and revenge. Because the death of our people on 31st is not required. Onyendu never asked you to go and protest for him. He said that the protest is for abroad. I ask you, United Kingdom here, all the protests we had from 2021, before Onyendu was rendition, we already have protest station in United Kingdom. That was a protest, our women was protesting on a daily basis. But if I tell the Biafrans that all those protests was boycott, they boycotted that protest. Austin Albany, that is when they were hashing this evil. We have the records in United Kingdom here. The protests we do in UK here, from A to Z, it was one time when Onyendu was brought to court, majority of them that thought Onyendu was dead, they show face that day. We have record of people that attend protests. It is not something that is hidden. And the time they made a vow that this is the protest that will provide a new national coordinator, the para-national coordinator in the United Kingdom. This is what we went through. There's no honest protest that they conducted. The one they conducted in Belgium was the loyalty. That's the shenanigans. You know, the 1 million march, Buncombe. The one they did in the United Kingdom here, the same thing. All the money they have been capping is what they're buying flight tickets for themselves. I just want to make it abundantly clear. It is not for our leader. Onyendu suspended every form of protest, or gathering in Biafra land before he was renditioned. I will stop this voice here because it's quite irrelevant. There's a lot of talk there, but the point I take out there that the guy openly denied our people after he set up them to be killed, and now turn around and telling the zoo that he's going to revenge. I have never seen any strategy in war that will reveal their secret when they want to revenge on the attack, on ambush, on their own men. Nowhere in the world. Someone that are going to kill you won't tell you coming to kill you. Did the zoo tell us they're going to attack us when they attack us? They never said it. We never saw it. You never saw it coming. But you are aware of it. Our people never knew, because if they knew, probably they could have at least put up some resistance. But they were caught in the both middle, because between Osisioma and Ngwa Road, they were in the middle. They couldn't do anything. They massacred them in numbers, and Borough Pit is close there. That's why they bury our people. So many of them pour acid on them. So many of them have died in the past. We all know this, and they are aware of it. So now, I'm gonna show you.
Alpha Power Media International.
All of you used to see it. They come on social media. Is to make sure protest will continue. Everywhere, all the fact we have announced it, please already have been instructed, the protest will kickstart. Because the code is going down and the protest will start.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
I hope you had it. Protest will start. You know, we put in all these things. Somebody wouldn't say, oh, you're taking it out of context. Because this man, we are holding them responsible for their act. Protest will start. It is Chinas and voice, it's not my voice. Yeah, he had it now. Now, the reason why...
Alpha Power Media International.
The reason why I'm playing this guy voice again, I want people to know that there's nothing we have said or do that is out of context or prejudice. It is about holding people responsible for what they have done. And because of one single disobedience from Chike Doziem of Mazen Nandekano, Over 1 million lives have wasted and still going on. That's why today we'll be hearing so many things. Anybody, anywhere today giving order is a fair leadership, because Chike Doziem was the one that's supposed to be looking after what Onyendu have left. But where is Chike Doziem? The chronicle of a saboteur, aka enemy of the gate Chike Doziem. Where is it? He's HND. He was quick to come to Radio Biafra, Mr. Memo, to expel people. Now he's relaxing because they've gotten enough money and they have suspended enough people. They think now they have conquered IPOB, they destroyed everything. That is why now they have been back on killing our people on broad daylight. On broad daylight. I want you to listen to this idiot, his voice, and what he said with his own mouth. And after that, I will put up their voices for you guys to listen to, and that will be the end of the program. All I want you guys to do is to know that we will continue on this campaign that Chike Doziem and China Sanwo-Olu, these two individuals and those of their cronies, Aba massacre, justice for Aba massacre, and those men that conspired to kill our people must be held into accountable of what they have done. Regardless what, they cannot drift attention or any propaganda. No, we are not interested in this, all this bunk on they're going around talking. This is not saga. This has to do with the life of our comrades. Listen.
About China's but if about the half truth, Oja about say Mazi China's and a bushes in the years, but Omangwa Mazi Nande apụta afa na Radio Biafra bụ ndị ha nwazili dili ka ha jezuo ochi kanon tafa Chinasa nwere pụtaza akpọ fafa asị Chinasa is pointing finger, so iburubu ESN then turn ozugbo ochi, then you expect the chief of staff to leave you. That's the question. Iburu ESN becomes Iburu ESN. Member. And they need to Zoom machine in the mud. Now, why? Then China's a way I say, hey, ride on because they.
I will ask again, what was the crime of those people that they were slaughtered on the 31st? As you can hear the guy, he's justifying the reason why China Sanwo-Olu has been killing our people. So many ESN commanders have died under China Sanwo-Olu's instruction in collaboration with the Zoo military and the DSS. Now, he's saying that if because your ESN probably started stealing or start doing otherwise, our question is this: what has our men done on the 31st of March 2023 that warrant taking life of over 200 people that did nothing? And you have not proved any evidence of what these people have done. This is hearsay. You sitting your butt on Kuwait, fermenting problem in our land. And comparing what he done with Mazen Nankan. Mazen Nankan was on the ground on the 14th of September 2027. Even Kanan Takani, you're calling his name, was there. None of you were there. None of you have lead from the front. That is the irony, and that's the difference. You have not feel the pain. Some of you, maybe if it wasn't because of IPOB, in your miserable life where you're living, your wretchedness have taken over because your popularity comes from IPOB. If not for IPOB, the blood of our people. So what is the crime of these people you guys connived and murdered on 31st? I'm just asking a question. Let's continue and listen to him.
Yes, and because you are not serious. Something is wrong with you. I think we are here to joke. The train of no wonder, even say for in IPOB, you go for some sensitive position. I can because all blum, mother hanging, or hanging, obodo ichano nke a na-emedoro ya obere ụfọdụ ejido na just hand that over to police nke a mbudo imebe na mụnwa ya de awu order say hangia gị na nnụnụ irepu nwanyị half truth is very dangerous.
Biafra Alpha Power.
Well, I think we all had it. So it's not something it's not me that said it. So fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom, like I said, this is more in-depth on Aba massacre. And we continue on this journey to expose this man because they're not going to get away. They have done enough. But this is their Waterloo. They have got into that Waterloo by killing our people. And I'm calling all IPOB members, those that still have their discerning mind, this is not about me, because if any of you turn your blind eye when your own fellow comrade has murdered unjustly, it is not like we got into war. We went into to fight enemy and been gunned down. That's the difference from Afarukwi Bay to Bridge Onicha to massacre to Iguacha massacre to Aba High School. All this thing was the cause of the journey. And people that laid their life with all their heart. And that is why we are still fighting to restore Biafra. So anybody comparing what happened on 31st and what transpired with those men, then you know you are an evil man. So I thank you all for listening. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put up their voice again. All this gang of criminal in DOS and how Chikedozie disobeyed Onyendu. That is the word I'm going to leave with you guys, to you to judge by yourself. And what is happening today and what they are doing, not for the reason and the Kanu, because they know what to do for Onyendu. And Chikedozie himself said it, that we must push a clause that Onyendu is in charge. But Chikedozie, what are you doing today? How are you pushing forward? I had them complain about you always listening to leadership. Which leadership are they going to listen to? So I thank you, fellow comrades and lovers of freedom, for listening to my voice this evening. And I'm reaching you out here from United Kingdom under the IPOB United Kingdom and IPOB worldwide. And I thank everybody that have listened to us. May Chukwu Kikabiama continue to guide and protect those that are still loyal to Onyendu Mazinna and the Kano and IPOB at large. And those that have died, may their soul continue to soldier on with us until Biafra is restored. And I thank you once again. And may Okike, Chukwu Okike Abiyama, continue to strengthen our leader, Onyendu Mazinna and the Kano. I know this time Onyendu will join us again, because enemy, what happened in 2015, the script will repeat himself. But at the end of the day, Onyendu said that Chukwu Abiyama told him that he required only 100 men with clean heart. That okay, will give us Biafra. Thank you, and may Chukwu Abiyama bless you. Thank you for listening, and I will leave you with this voice here. Thank you very much.
And I asked our people, those that I had discussion with, I said, but what is the reason? Did Onyendu give any reason why we should suspend it? And they said he didn't give a reason. And I asked them, but you tell me, what reason would I give Biafrans why I am suspending this sit at home when our demands has not been met? That was my question. I asked those both in DOS and those who were not in DOS that I had the opportunity to speak with. They were telling the news. I asked them, what will be the reason I have to give? And sorry, I think I'm trying to mix a little thing here, but the lawyers have not come back to us now. Now, this is before the night, the first day of it. So when I was asking them, what is the reason they want us to suspend this thing? And they told me that we should use NECO as an excuse. I mean, we should use NECO because of the exam that the people are trying to hold. And I said, but NECO doesn't really, it's not the strongest excuse to give Biafrans why we should stop the sit at home. And I will be very, very frank. me, and I'll take the responsibility. I haven't said it on air before because it's not. I don't come on air to. And I said, because there is no reason from our leader that we should stop this sit at home, that we are going to go ahead with the sit at home. And then we went ahead with the first sit at home. After we did the first sit at home, and it was a huge success, unbelievably successful. Then, after that same Monday after the sit at home, the lawyers had a visit again to Onyendu, and they now came back and said that Onyendu said we must suspend that sit at home. So that message came now the second time, and I said, okay, if Onyendu insists, after the evidence we have provided that this thing was successful and that our people were willing to do it, if he insists, I will suspend it. And I suspended it. That instruction came from Onyendu. And anybody who tells you otherwise is lying. And that's how I will answer that question for you. Now, when we mount up that pressure, everywhere started to panic. When we declared this sit at home, we got a message from the leader that we should call off this sit at home. I don't want to go deep on people. There were people who played a very dangerous role against that sit at home for their own selfish interest. Because I expect you to come here to ask, when we put sit at home, you saw that Anaylsis, you saw the people opposing the sit at home. You saw them. And you saw people who were giving them thumb up. It is that destruction they want in IPOB. It is to destroy and discredit the IPOB leadership. After due consultation with our leader, we went ahead, conducted the first sit at home that was carried around the world. Our leader continued to send message that the sit at home, we should call it off. The message continued to come. Everybody was reluctant to call it off. Why I'm explaining this thing is that at the end of the day, I want you who have supported because the sit at home Monday, our people have been voluntarily. When we announced the sit at home, we got messages. Even we are not normal. We know that spoken word cannot be retrieved back. But the enemies of this struggle, they continue to attack the sit at home. They continue to bring excuses that NATO is coming. This one is coming. The university is 6 months on strike till now. They use it to blackmail the IPOB leadership, if you are not aware. Everywhere was that the Chike Doziem and Chinasa Woru, they don't listen to what Mazen Namdekano is saying. That they disobeyed Mazen Namdekano, and you are one of those people. I am making you a direct accusation. Some of you, like you, were part of the people carrying all this kind of rumor that Mazen Namdekano told them to allow somebody to come on radio. They refused. Mazen Namdekano told them to cancel the sit at home. They refused. I know this struggle, that word that I spoke, because it was in conformity in what the leadership agreed, and it was the best for the struggle. But you were there when people were blackmailing Chinasa Woru and Chike Doziemo. It was to avoid saying that we disobey Mazen Namdekano, because we must always listen to him, whether in the DSS
International.
Okay, yes. Go ahead.
Okay, and I was saying that I thank Sister that just spoke, especially again because at the last conclusion of her statement, she said it all. She said it all because she said, I'm the second in command. I'm the second in command. The first in command is there. I cannot honestly be expected to take over the work of the first command. The first command is reachable. He is still in charge. And that is what I have been trying to let our people know. That is also what the enemy wants us to do. They want us to isolate our leader. Isolate him in the sense that believing that he's not in control. Oyendu is in control, and that is what we must push across. I am second in command. When there are issues that I can deal with immediately and deal with as second in command that does not need the input of Oyendu, I deal with them because I know he has taught me how to deal with those issues. But if there are so weighty issues that we need the first in command to make an input, I will act according to his instructions. And as I'm speaking to you, Oyendu is seized of the allegations about his head of finance. I know the instructions as he told me to carry out. Based on that, he has not asked me to remove anybody, and I cannot remove anybody because Oyendu. People are going around saying, I said it on my broadcast. And I'm very disappointed. Are we deliberately trying to isolate him? Because that is what they want us to do. We must push it all the time that the Oyendu is in charge. That is what scares our enemy. If we reduce his authority, we are putting him in danger. And I cannot be part of that. So until he tells me in that very serious allegation, very serious matter, that he appointed the head of finance and taking into account that these allegations have been there before he got this issue that he has now. He was already aware of it. He hasn't acted on them, and up to now he hasn't asked me to act on them. I don't think it's reasonable for me to act without his authority. I can't do that. That is why I'm a very, very simple, obedient follower. That is how it is. I know where my responsibility lie. I know where my duties lie. I know where I am expected to act, and in those areas, be rest assured that I will act. Where the input of Oyendu is needed, I will wait for his input before I act. We are here also, we may disagree on that, but that is my outlook of this whole situation. I have been in this movement.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
To court. With the state of the mind you have seen our leader, do you think our leader is not capable of making any decision? Something he sees may affect him or affect the struggle. That's number one. Number two, the IPOB leadership is not taking orders. Every order. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing is to...
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Times are different with the time we are in. The kind of detention somebody is equating to that you don't take orders is the time when messages passes from one hand to another before it gets to the leader. Now, we have been in this struggle. We work with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ask the lawyers. There are messages, if they bring it, we told them this message is not what we expect. That means the message might be diluted. We now use our brain and decode the remaining things we have to do. That is why we are...
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
There are many people who have refused to respect and obey this IPOB structure. Some people went home. They said, because it's only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu I will respect. When he is out, I will come out. But let me give you a message. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also take advice from the IPOB leadership. We do advise each other when we have things. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is somebody who takes advice. Put in your mind, you have closed every door. to even work with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because I know when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu come out, you go to him and tell Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because you were not there, I didn't want to work. And if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu tell me to work with you, I will tell Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, I won't work with you, because if in your absence you don't respect the leadership, you don't work with anybody in the leadership. Now Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is out, you come to work with the leadership, we won't work with you. It's as simple as ABCD, and he will understand our stand, because you can't insult. We are building a nation, we are building a country, an institution. Now at the end of the day, if Mazen Nnamdi, what of if Biafra comes today, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu retire, that he said he don't want to be the leader, a new leader emerge, you say you won't respect that place only, then you go home and you sleep and close your mouth shut. It is stupidity and the ignorance, anybody opening his mouth anywhere and say, I don't listen to anybody, only Mazen Nnamdi. You are stupid. When you are making such comment, it doesn't show that you love Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That does not what it means. It shows how stupid and selfish and ignorant you are. Because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not only him, it's IPOB. It's not Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that it is the IPOB made Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu leads IPOB to the glory also. Trying to say only when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will come out, you come back to the struggle, that is for you. Remember, most of you, we have marked many of you. There are some of you who have, because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu had problem. I'm not asking you to respect me. I don't need respect from you. Respect the institution. Respect the structure of IPOB. Some of you who come and talk rubbish on social media you are not even up to my younger sisters. You are not even up to my younger sisters. Some of you not even up to my younger brothers. You are not even up to my cousins. People who respect us. We have a lot of people who respect us. You are nobody. But you come, you put your mouth, because talk is free. You come, you demonize the leadership. You think tomorrow, if when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu come out, you come, you say, because that time Mazen Nnamdi, that time you go and walk in the office of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. If he takes you, you walk there. If he don't take you, you take your bag and go home and sit. Dear friends and all the lovers of freedom, we have stayed very long on this program. I didn't.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
There are things we can praise the pot in everything we scatter. Yes. But as we are planning it also, we take, sometimes we do inform our leader also. We say, wait. But there is a time we also, because we don't want what happened we don't want what happened during the sit-at-home order to repeat itself. We don't want. We don't want an order we will give now, the enemies will, and we feel it may be too early. We don't want to do it based on what, because of these enemies, infiltrators. Let me tell you something. This thing we are doing, if we don't handle it very well, because that is what the government wants us to do. When we just mention, you will see they will use anybody. You saw what happened in the sit-at-home. You saw it. You saw it that just to announce something for the benefit of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because he was not listening. You saw it. You saw his brothers came out, issued their own press release. You saw, this is what they are waiting for. They came to counter all the effort and that pronouncement. What people don't understand, they were fighting a wrong fight. That pronouncement, that the same day I made that pronouncement, one thing people don't know is this. I didn't make that pronouncement by my own power. But somehow I was asked to always go on radio to speak to our people. And that was the time I was given that instruction. And the moment I pour out that word, it becomes like waking the, even when we want to call it off, the members of the DOS was saying we cannot call this thing off. But it's because of the pressure, putting pressure on Onyendu, and at the end of the day, it's the sit at home not heading to YA. People capitalize on it.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Enwere every evidence igosi that na ihe niile ga-eme onye ndu nọ n'aka Chukwu. Can you imagine? Hi, alụ eme.
The answers should all reaction of human being. All human reaction. Right? If a man like this, how a human being should react.
Yes.
Is how we are reacting. But all the muka, spiritually, all the muka, when he also
yeah. Also, I think so too.
Yes, and what the muka, or what came back at in that thing. But at this stage, after this stage,
yes, yes, all of them.
Yes, although all the mega balance in
HD,
yeah.
You see, kind of check.
That is the way it looks like.
You see, that is.
I will talk about this tomorrow because I'm following the reason why. I'm following the reason why this kind of normal go anybody that this kind of trip or just first one is only so just second one.
Zoya.
Yeah.
Zoya. Ogwaro anybody.
Yes.
How can you create departments who are supposed to report to HOD? The same as
Chai, oh blame Onyendo. Chai, I remember. Onya with the team.
The problem.
Chai, I remember.
Create a structure. Come here and maintain that structure.
Right.
So when you report what you know ahead of you. Get somebody report it to me direct. Report to me direct if you make it.
You have few people to go this message for him.
Sure.
Yeah?
And we were not feeling too much.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your time zone, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom. My name's Amazi Georges Chukwume, and I'm reaching you out here from United Kingdom. And it's 7 minutes on top of the hour, wherever you are around the world, to know we are live. And it's 7 minutes past 8 p.m. here in United Kingdom, I think in Biafra land as well. Thank you, my fellow comrade. And today, we are still in the morning period on what have the mayhem that have met us in our bar on the 31st of March 2023. Our people were massacred, and our hearts are heavy, and we are still mourning. And may the souls of those that have laid their lives to pursue this gospel even though that those that were mowed down on the 31st of March was orchestrated by the enemy within, which we are going to go into details today. In more in-depth of what massacres in Aba and mastermind by the cabal within the DOS led by Chike Doziem, aka Enemy at the Gate. My fellow comrade, tonight I'm here once again to educate you. Onyendu said that we believe in superior argument. One thing is certain in this journey, that regardless what anybody might think or what you do, at the end of the day, what we are fighting for is a just cause. Biafra shall be restored. And what is paramount to us is the unconditional release of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Regardless every mechanician or distraction the enemies have orchestrated to divert our attention to pursuit of the release of our spiritual leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But tonight I indulge you, my fellow comrade, to understand that what we are doing is more physical, is more spiritual than physical. Onyendu shall be released, regardless how so many of them might have thought or what they are doing, taking authority into their hands. But what I'm assuring you tonight is our job is here to unveil those that have hell-bent that our leader will not be released, because everything they do is detrimental to our leader. Just like the one that have took place in Aba on the 31st of March 2023. The same thing that happened on the August 9th when Onyendu asked them to suspend the sit at home, and they carried, and 2021, and they disobeyed our leader and went on and carried out that sit at, or that ghost town that have brought death in our land and criminality in our land till tomorrow morning. So we shall not shy away from the fact and the truth before us, because these men, little do we know, we thought they were here to restore Biafra, but they have a personal vendetta and agenda they have brought in. And they have gone to that extent now of killing our people, and it's unacceptable. We will not let them. And those their hands have soiled, those that have massacred our people on the 31st of March 2023, they all must be brought to justice. And we are letting the whole world know that that particular protest that went down on 31st of March 2023 has got nothing to do with IPOB, not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That was a personal vendetta. It was because a man wanted to accomplish that evil. It was just to kill Akwarawa Mende. Because of that, so many lives have lost. And tonight, we are saying that this man will never go scot-free. Even though that Chike Doziem have come openly and accepted that whatever that have happened, that he will take responsibility. I want to remind some of us who does not know. I will keep on referencing to Liberia and Sierra Leone war, which is, that is what they call, is a tribal war, is the most recent one on sub-Saharan Africa that you can think of. Now, the reason why I keep on reiterating and referencing to it, America wanted Samuel Doe out of office. That's not what they do at all time. And who do they choose to do that job for them was Charles Taylor. And in Sierra Leone, from the junta taking over, the thing escalated, and so many things happened, which I won't be mentioning name. But the reason why I want to reference this is that every crime you have committed in pursuit of whatever you might think, every single individual must be accountable on their own action. Our leader is being kidnapped and renditioned to the zoo. The whole world knew this. And whatever we have done in the past, we've done it in the past, and the sacrifice of freedom, because we want to restore the dignity of mankind and give our people a better life. As you all know today, all the things that are going on in the zoo, there is no better way than what we have chosen. It's because of our voice that some of you can speak. But the reason why I'm making this abundantly clear to every Sunday to understand that when people goes out of their way to do things on their own, not representing what we have come here or what IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stand for, it is our duty to refute all these shenanigans. So my monologue this night is that every single one of these men that are hiding under the DOS, which is the body that governs IPOB, foreseen by Mazen Nandekani, he's the only man that appoints. None of these men were elected by anybody. They were given an appointment that if there's no permanent position, and if you're not doing well as our code of conduct required, you're supposed to be there 6 months and step aside. As Chikedoziem is a failure, is nowhere to be found. Since 31st till today, he never had a voice of a leader. Forget about the junk Emma Powerful is hiding one place in Ghana or whatever he is and writing trash. That is not what represents IPOB. Onyendu will not be outside our people mow down and he's not up top of Radio Biafra and refuting and telling the world what has transpired. They came to Radio Biafra and deny our people on broad daylight. Now, I want to say this. For those that are making references of what happened in Afari Quebec, I'm going to want to tell you one thing tonight. If you call off the incident of that happened, we'll start from the head bridge Onitsha. We'll go down to Mpo. We'll go down to high school Aba. We'll go down to Ugocha and come to Afari Quebec. All this is our sacrifices. And when all these things were happening, we are letting the whole world know what was going on. There's a 1 million difference between when you set up your own because you want to achieve something. They have murdered so many people, those that disagree with them. We that lives in abroad is a testimony of what is happening in Biafra land or what have transpired in the last 22 months within the IPOB. What evil that these men have orchestrated and what they have done. Hiding on their individual and their, in their residential countries and be committing crimes, heinous crime against our people. And I want to make it abundantly clear, there's no distraction whatsoever, not because over time, I said this thing before, when they made us busy attacking people that are quite irrelevant, they are not being responsible in the core and the fundamentals of IPOB. Onyendu say, if you know what to do to restore Biafra, go ahead and do it. And if you know what to do, not Biafra not to be restored, go ahead as well and do it. So one thing I want to indulge you tonight, the hardcore IPOB members that still have their designing mind, I want you to know that regardless whatever saga they have brought now to divert your attention, you must not fall into it. Because these men have cut their pants down. You see this crime they committed in Aba, they will never get away with this. Not while we are still alive. China Sanworu, a faceless monk that live in deserts that sniffing dust, murdered Akwarawa Mende. Because Akwarawa Mende knows a lot about China Sanworu, the evil, the heinous crime China Sanworu have committed in Aba. It is not his own parallel. Cindy or Chisom Dream Peters. Because we don't accuse people without evidence. Everything I say, or anything I ever open my mouth tell you, I will come up with evidence to back it up. We are not here for vendettas. And I say, people saying, oh, Canon Takano share the protest, which as well I did. Is IPOB. If you come out and say that you protest under IPOB, it is your responsibility. If you claim their leadership, it's entirely up to you. The burden falls on you. It's on your shoulders. Our former deputy was the one that used to anchor Radio Biafra, and he will be there. Even though they are murdering our people down, he told them, I need evidence. Get the pictures. At least he did something. Because that's what we know then. And that's what has brought us to where we are today. Not by, it wasn't misled. No one was misled. People came out with their hearts and still believe that what we are looking for is one thing, is to restore our dignity as a race. So I don't want people to think this is just a joke or maybe with having individuals or picking up on people. No. I am a gatekeeper in IPOB. And as long as I live, Mazen Nandekano said that we shall not kill our own. But this man has embarked on suicidal for a very long time. They have said it openly. 3 weeks ago, China Sanworu came on Radio Biafra and threatening even our Onyendu's family and our illegal luminaries that represent IPOB, people should not speak what they see. Tells you all you need to know. Barely 3 weeks ago, Akwala women, they now probably they couldn't get his way out of it. They has got no option. Because, you know, when people speak, they forget. We're living in a social media era. Whatever you say go viral. You can't retrieve it back. Doesn't matter if you delete it after you said it. Because when as I'm talking